Hey everybody, it's Brett, Small Council Radio co-host, member of the Guild, frequent podcast guest. They call me the A Song of Ice and Fire tramp. I've appeared on lots of podcasts, so just absolutely avid fan of the game. Absolutely love it. I never get enough of it, and so here I am today because this is really exciting, right? This is the finals in the NA region, and look, my nightmare is my PTSD is coming back as Ray deploys his army. So this is the yeah. Yeah, he yeah, it's actually funny because on tourney grounds, he Mickey called him out because no matter the outcome of this game, Ray is in. And at the beginning, Carlo had declared that no Baratheon player would make it, and it's actually comical. Carlo and Mickey have very real personality. You can't deny it. And Carlo's on the Song of Ice and Fire stats, like just standing firm to his statement, even though Baratheons are in, he's still standing there saying no Baratheon will qualify. Because the Indonesian club is OP, right? You ooh, ouch. I'm a cowboy. I'm an American cowboy. I'm a YOLO. I don't care if this is a five. I'm going for it. Uh, just American gunslinger. Sure. Yeah, we can talk about the list while they're rolling some dice. Not really sure why Ray's rolling his OP yellow dice. See, this is what's letting Ray win, right? It's not because Ray's a phenomenal player. It's these OP Baratheon dice. Um, no, this is actually a unique Penrose list. So the majority of the time you see Penrose taken with double Rose Knights, Flademan, or Champions of the Stag. Take your pick, and then a couple of Wardens. But from Ray, we've actually got just one Rose Knight, um, the two Wardens. He's running Flademan, and then he's got the Stormcrow Archers with the Stormcrow Lieutenant. This
Ah,
is a unit
sorry. I
I
just I
don't.
just realized like why it wasn't in because my microphone is not selected on the device. So hi everyone, if you can hear my voice, can you say holla holla in the chat? Sorry, you were saying. So I was talking quite excitedly and no one was listening to me. I feel so sad. Can you
Sad
guys can you guys hear
days.
me now?
No, I was commenting on Ray's take on Penrose, which is a little bit, it deviates from what you call the quote unquote stereotypical Penrose list. That's 34 points, and then Eldon, Estermont, and Shira. Ray has actually opted to save a point by doing Flademen instead of the Champions of the Stag. And then he's done Stormcrow Archers with a Stormcrow Lieutenant instead of the second Rose Knight, and that's allowed him to take Walder Frey. And
Well,
I have a ton of respect for this list after playing against it, because Walder Frey is just such a difference maker. This is allowing him to compete with these Stark lists. This is a very good list against Stark. It's better than what you would think.
I mean, I'm really surprised about the list, to be honest. Like I've never thought that this combination of units is performing so well with Ray. I mean, I was, back in, like, I guess, TSL, I was always under the impression that, double Rose Knights plus Stormcrow Archers plus, like, Varys, Eldon, and, like, one other 3 pointers is, like, the combination of NCU to go. But I mean, look at this right now. It's quite amusing, the lineup of NCU, and he's not using Varys. I guess he doesn't want to roll the 66%.
I think Walder's a smart choice. So I know with my list pairings, but I'm not sure that it's just me. I think a lot of times Starks bring one Walder Frey in one of their lists, and this is to counter other Starks. And then typically the other list, maybe it has a Varys, maybe it doesn't. But the thing is, if you're playing against a Stark player, especially in this game mode, but really just about in any game mode, if they've got Walder on their side and they're not playing Starks to where you can just match dog kill for dog kill, you're almost backed into a corner where you have to take your list that has Varys just to deal with Walder Frey for those first 2 rounds. So it actually gives Ray a really big advantage when he's playing into Starks, because it could end up taking them out of their more aggressive list, shoehorning them into taking the list that has Varys, and then at that point, he can force them to burn some of these Varys rolls trying to stop Walder, which is a big deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you activate Walder, you're stopping the Walder influence and not stopping the zone. So the play with Walder and then getting the zone that you want can be pretty big.
So yeah, I mean, the list that Bob bring is a pretty typical list, as of circa 1.6. You've got, a unit of Rob in a Sworn Sword. You got Grey Wind. You got a Zerker with Bran. And you got Summer. This one's a bit unusual. You got Berserkers with House Umber. That's unusual, and you got Star Sworn Swords. And in the NCU lineup, you got Varys, you got Kate, and you got Sansa. So it's a bit more on the sort of slight unusual take on, like, the Stark list of the Great John plus Berserker. But I think, and against this type of list, what do you think, though? I'm not entirely confident about this list, but the performance of these Berserkers, especially against, like, a bunch of 3+ armor. But what do you think?
I think he's somewhat shoehorned into taking this list because his Howland list is a very typical Howland list. It's got the Bowman with Mira, it's got the Stormcrow mercenaries with Rickon, Brandon Hodor and Berserkers, and then some other little goodies that kind of just are designed to play into other Starks. The problem is playing this type of 3+ defensive army, particularly with Eldon's cards. You need something that hits a little bit harder. I agree. The Berserkers with Great John Umber are not probably the best tool because the odds of him getting an overrun are pretty insignificant. However, if he's able to, for example, wear down these flayed men that gave me a run for my money and overrun into the Stormcrow archers, that it's Great John Umber is like a game over kind of situation. And charging off of the swords is a big deal as well. So I really like Great John Umber's attachment. Bob kind of designed this list with Free Folk in mind, being able to charge for free off of the swords, overrun, and then potentially charge another unit. And he's got Catelyn, so they would be swinging with 10 dice every time. Bob has the potential with a sudden charge and overrun to take out 4 Free Folk units in 1 round.
Yep.
And I think he had that in mind. But even against other Starks, like my list, for example, that's just spamming these Sworn Swords, and you see it in a Howland list, right? You see lots of 4+ defense, and then you've got kind of not bad units, but not tanks, like the Sworn Swords, the mercenaries that have Rickon, and 10 attack dice Berserkers are just looking at those units and licking their chops because they can just very easily bully them, and even if they don't kill them on the charge, they can activate, kill them, and then overrun becomes such a huge problem.
Yep.
So
I just want to take a bit to talk about the new Fire and Blood, because I don't play this game, so I don't know, like, what the new deal with Fire and Blood is. So it's still deployment 18 inches from each side, but you got objective card 6 to 10 after deployment, beginning of first player. Alternate marking 2 of their opponent's unit with an objective token. You get the objective cards, and yeah, it's just enemy marked unit gains +2 victory points. and you've got the basically precision with like critical. It will be like pretty nutso, and you
Yep.
get
So the interest. Sorry, whenever you're done.
yeah, it's okay. I mean, I'm just commenting that the one with the melee attack against precision, especially in things like critical, like horn sword, will be
Yeah.
nice.
Well, here's the interesting thing, and I've made my opinion about this pretty clear, um, and I'm not going to lay blame on anybody. The situation is what the situation is. The interesting thing with 1.7 Fire and Blood with 1.6 units is Ray is going to be able to mark both of these wolves. He doesn't have any reason to mark anything but the wolves. It does two things. Number one, Bob's going to put like vicious or something like this on his dire wolves. Ray doesn't care because he's not going to dare to bring 3-point dire wolves into the fight. Additionally, if Bob has bad luck with Varys, Walder Frey literally just by existing can earn Ray 3 points easily, and depending on how he chooses to play, could end up earning him 6 points just from killing the wolves. And as we know, we've seen Walder Frey's 1.7 version. He's not doing wounds. So that's a huge difference in adding a 1.7 mode to 1.6 rules. Just Walder Frey alone is such an X factor because, again, as a Stark player, because this scenario exists, you almost have no choice but to bring Varys to try to stop Walder Frey. Reason is you can bring Eddard, who has some healing. Starks are very limited on how much they can heal. You can bring Eddard, but you have to successfully charge, which you don't want to do. Or you can use Tycho to burst heal. But if you're using Tycho just to heal one wound on a wolf, then your opponent has just won and basically taken Tycho out of the game. So you have to have Varys.
So what's interesting
and
is
you have to stop Walder.
So what's interesting, what I'm seeing is that I think I'm just trying to figure out the flow of the game, because Fire and Blood is one of those scenarios where there's a bit of a Mexican standoff, especially at the start. We see Ray not exactly deploying on like the 18-inch mark. He chose to deploy in around the 16-inch mark. So do you think Ray will just start to walk in once the Varys tokens are down, so he can start like sniping dogs with Walder, or do you think like the battle will just happen like turn one?
I am very, very, very surprised, to be honest, that you didn't see Ray pick a corner and just build a wall of 3+, threaten with Walder, and force Bob to march into him. Because at the end of the day, Bob really doesn't have anything to remotely kill Ray. Now, maybe Ray's a little bit afraid of something like what I just said with Great John Umber just kind of going off and killing a unit and then overrunning into another. But I would have expected Ray to turtle up, use Courtney's defensive cards to stifle Bob's charges, and just win the grind and let Walder Frey kill a wolf and take a lead that now Bob is forced to come. But it looks like they're going to play the game. It looks like they're going to play. They're going to fight.
I mean, there's no really the winner of this game will just be more like a sort of a morale victory, because they've already won basically. They're already going to the next stage. But I guess it sort of matters because I mean, the winner of this stage will fight the sort of the bottom 16 of the EU, so there might be some certain advantage. However, there are scary players that are currently on the sort of the bottom ranking of the EU classmen. You have, I believe, Larks and Marsara are both like somewhere down there. I'm not exactly sure. So yeah, I mean, so there is sort of maybe like even a demerit of actually winning this game. Because you might win, you might get the the pride of like being 5-0 in like the NA pool, but then your first game in like the next round you fight off against Larks or Marsara and you go, well.
Yep, that's exactly. It was funny because I said something like that to Bob. If Larks ends up getting pushed down to 8th, which there's potential for Larks to get pushed into the 8th spot. If Larks gets pushed down to 8th, you win this tournament, Bob. Your reward is you get to go play Larks.
Oh yeah,
who is like the master of the Stark Mirror. So, did you really win? I don't.
I mean, Larks haven't faced Ray's Baratheon yet, so there is that.
That's true. And if Ray pulls this game off, I think Ray has a reasonable chance to win this game. If he pulls this off, maybe he goes headfirst into Larks.
So I honestly would love to see that match. Oh, by the way, This is just again. I don't play this game. Do you get to change your list going to the World Cup, or do you get to change your
You
faction,
do.
or you stay?
You can change lists and factions. So
Ah,
what's gonna be interesting moving on to the finals stage? How many people, if any, jump onto the free folk bandwagon? Because we saw free folk in the EU circuit just dominate. I'm
yeah.
not sure who
But
won the Mickey Deoxys game,
I think
but
Deoxys is has just shown that he won. So congratulations there on Mas Deoxys. I think it's 10-1. So I think Mickey just lost the Stark game. But again, against Starks, at the end of the day, it's a bit. It's just not an easy match. I mean, we've played it a few times. You playing as Stark, I play as Free Folk, but and even like Mickey, who's been using Free Folk for much longer than I am, fighting against Stark, he still struggles very badly. But of course, it could be also the scenario. Fire and Blood is super not friendly for free folks. Super, super not friendly. You get basically your raiders will just get destroyed, and then the rest of the game you just tank up and don't need to kill anything. So it is a nightmare scenario for free folk. If even so to the fact that a lot of free folk player refuses to play free folk if the tournament has Fire and Blood.
yes, this is true. Now the 1.7 Fire and Blood, I don't know. The Free Folk versus Stark matchup, unless you're sticking Styre on a Dire Wolf every round to try to snipe one, the Free Folk don't get the ability to kind of put Starks into a corner like factions who have access to Walder Frey do. That's the big difference in this 1.7 mode, is being able to mark the wolves. You can really put Stark's hand behind their back, because you're not just getting rid of an activation, which as a Stark player you can live with. If you're running 10 activations, Rob or something like this, you can get by with having 9 activations. But can you go down 3-0 early, maintain your composure, and play your standard battle plan? Or do you get psyched out by losing 3 points, and do you kind of start making questionable decisions because you feel like you're playing from behind? And I think that's why Ray is going to have a little bit of an edge here. A lot of it is going to depend on if Bob remains calm, because I think there's no doubt, right? Unless Bob just adamantly plays the money bag, I think there's no doubt that Walder Frey's eventually going to snipe a wolf.
So
But we'll see.
fun fact. Me and Kai was just playing Sif. I think like a couple of hours ago, and we tried like the actual full on 1.7 experience. I was running neutrals with Ramsey, and Kai was running Renly with Baratheon. I gotta say, the direct command card, really really good. It's almost as if it's a
Yeah.
sudden charge.
Issue commands.
Yeah, issue commands. There you go.
Yeah, it's basically a version of Cunning Ploy from Tyrion, but it's a little bit less flexible than Cunning Ploy, which I really like.
Yeah,
And just
I
as a
mean
side
it's
note,
more also flexible because you do get a charge option, but it does. I mean, okay, most of the time if you're playing with Tyrion, like your Tyrion gonna be in like a guardsman unit, like somewhere in the corner, so it is usually most likely going to be like the cunning play target. And this almost feels like roughly the same. So what I did was I put Ramsey in a unit of mummers. They just sit on the objective, and then they just tell a fleet man to charge, and that feels pretty good.
Yep, that's essentially what Tyrion did, but he wasn't restricted to long range. So Tyrion, you had the option for the unit to take any action with Cunning Ploy. So it could be a charge, an attack, a retreat, a maneuver. You're a little bit more limited with issue commands, but I think it's fair. So let's kind of kick off a conversation with our listeners. Seeing issue commands come out as essentially a basic card deck version of Cunning Ploy, what do our listeners think is happening with Tyrion? Do you think he's going to maintain Cunning Ploy in its current form? Do you think he's gaining issue commands this version? Or do you think he's getting something totally different, kind of rework?
I think issue command is very flavorful for Tyrion if he gets it, because he just like I just described the typical Tyrion playstyle. He just sits on a far corner with like poor fellows or guardsmen holding on the objective, and then he just tells his knight to like, all right, move again, or he tells his mountain to move again. So that feels extremely like a Tyrion card, and neutral. I can sort of see the appeal of using those cards because it is very sort of, I guess, flavorful, because neutral is, they were band together by a commander, which is this figure that people respect, etc. And then them issuing commands to the unit of mercenary feels very flavorful. So yeah, I think Tyrion will get it. I think it will be interesting. Kai saying that gonna be hilarious if neutral is gonna be the new Stark. Mm? I mean, Flayed Men with critical on the charge plus issue command. Is this going to be like a shift in like the faction? So now we're seeing the neutral as a new Stark. Don't
Maybe.
say anything. Don't say anything.
I don't know. I'm not going to confirm anything. They look really strong. Is there going to be something like a new Stark? I think that would be kind of them working against themselves with some of the things that they're trying to do. I think their ultimate goal is just balance at the end of the day. I think it's very interesting that we've seen all of the Boltons, right? So there's no doubt that they, outside of Cutthroats, they took the approach of, we will just buff everything. We'll give every neutral unit a buff. And then if we do this and we give the neutrals a standard kind of deck, the neutrals deck is pretty strong, but it's not quite as flexible as the 1.6 deck.
Yep.
So we'll give them a standard deck, but because these units are so strong, the neutrals are fine as a standalone because they can take 40 points. Will you see 3 Flayedman neutral lists? Probably.
Might. I mean, like, I feel I get a bit of like sort of 1.4 PTSD when I played with the Flayed Man, because the crit on the charge makes it feel like, is this back to 1.4 where we see like 2 Flayed Men across the board with critical blow. But it does also feel like, because the neutral dex is just sort of a bit toned down slightly, like we're seeing sort of a fixed version of Wealth and Cunning, which is just +1 hit or +1 defense, which is an okay card. We see also like things like Worth the Reward not auto successing anymore. It's just you may reroll if it's of your commander. If it's within short range of your commander, you get a free pass. So it does feel like formation is quite important for neutral. So you can't definitely have your commander just sitting on a far corner somewhere and just farming 2 points. Your commander has to be sort of in the thick of things, but not really on the thick of things. It is definitely an interesting discussion, and I would love to play more of the new 1.7 faction with all the rules. And now I think we have the game starting. We see now that Ray is basically go and deploy it in the 18 inches with the Stormcore Archer on the far corner here. So Ray is definitely going to play the game, and I see Bob is also going to play the game. And Ray's definitely taking the first player. He's at round 1. We'll see what the first move is. Oh, and now they're drafting the cards. So
yep, and of course you see a Direwolf get marked. No surprise whatsoever.
Yep, you get Direwolf, and I think he drafted
Wardens.
the Fishes while controlling.
Yeah, so the strategy for Bob is he just wants to take away the card that's going to be most beneficial for the units that he plans to mark. The Direwolves really, especially being worth points and playing Baratheons, they've just got no business going anywhere near them. Stag's Resilience, as we know, while controlling the letters, it's just auto death for a dog, period. That's the end of them, no matter what the D6 shows.
Yep, and of course one of the vanilla warden is being marked. You got weakened while controlling.
Which is interesting that Bob didn't take that one. I guess he's got Catelyn, so maybe he's a little less concerned about the weakened token.
Oh, it does say after resolving that attack defender becomes weakened, so no synergy with the... Oh, it's basically anti-synergy with Warden, because they do also get the... If you roll a 1 on the save, you get weakened. So yeah, I can understand why this is being left to the Wardens. And we got the left Sundering, max dice, and position. So it's a bit meme if you give the max dice on Greywin. That's a bit of a meme.
It is. I think he's gonna probably want to take away what would be the best card for some of these Baratheons. So I would guess you'll see max dice or sundering
Oh,
given to the.
he's
He's
pinging
marking.
the berserkers.
He's marking the Great John.
Ooh, what a! Oh, really? Oh,
Oh,
yes, I love it.
oh, Ray has come to play. He's the man with the plan. This
Oh,
is interesting.
and always roll the highest attack dice value. Oh, yes. Okay, this is okay. I can see where Ray is going because he's thinking like, all right, these berserkers are probably like have like the weakest sort of defensive stats in the game. Well, not exactly the weakest defensive stats on the game, but like with a good swing and a tempo turn going to like maybe like the next turn, he can finish it off with a sword. And I guess I can understand the logic behind it, but still. Oh, and Bob is giving the Stormcrow archers the token. Wow, these two players are definitely wanting to play this game, and this is going to be a very interesting game, I think.
Precision. So it's only for melee attacks. So
Yeah, it's a bit meme, but oh well.
we've seen Ray swing with his Stormcrow archers in a clutch situation.
Mm-hmm.
Would be kind of funny if
Are we gonna see the first Walder token of the game?
Yeah, Walder's coming down, so we're sure to see a Varys.
Yep.
Walder down first is really interesting choice from Ray because the money bags are open.
Yep.
Unless Ray's going to take the money bags, that's an interesting play.
Yeah, that is interesting. I think he's just basically trying to sort of force the issue right now. I mean, if Bob doesn't use it, that means it's extra pressure for Bob to take the money bag. He's going to use it, or no, he's just distributing the tokens. All right, we'll talk a bit about the dice emoji. Okay, he's using it. Ray's just using the default yellow Baratheon dice, while Bob is using the. Is this a Sunday Slaughter dice? Oh, it failed. So.
Oh no!
Oh, but he chooses to take the letter. Okay.
Yeah, so he's basically going to make Bob choose between removing the wound or removing the condition token.
I see. All right.
But he's got cat, so he can remove the condition token anyway.
Yeah, that's where I'm a bit interested because Bob can just take the money bag and then he does basically both things. So that is a bit of a bit of an interesting role right here. Certainly the dice failed. And yeah. Okay.
So we see a wound come down on Summer. Now Bob, he doesn't really have a choice. He's got to just go take the bags.
Yep, no choice.
Which I think Ray's probably fine with because he should be able to take the swords or the horse away from Bob in the first round. But realistically, is Bob going to send a cowboy out to fight on their own? Would be a mistake.
So I think what's going to happen here on round one is that so now Bob has no choice but to take the money bag, which is totally 100% fine. But then I would take the horse and then move up the archers like a bit to the front. So start threatening the Sorn Swords and Grey Wind. And then probably Bob will then have to sort of take the sword to sort of block it off, or risk the sword later on. But this is interesting though, because blocking the horse, especially if you have controlling the horse, especially if you have a ranged unit, you sort of get an extra like 5 inch of shooting plus the shift, so it's actually like more like 7 inches. And yeah, as we all predicted, Kate is going straight to heal the wound and removing the condition token. So nothing of importance was lost. Still think that maybe he shouldn't have used Walder Frey, but I guess he does want to sort of. Okay, so I'm guessing what Ray wants is cards, because he do want to set up like his defenses with Courtney. He wants to get his surprise strategy. He wants to get his Ours is the Fury counterplot like relatively quickly. So I think by letting Bob sort of choose whether he wants to block Walder or the letter, so it's more like do you block the Walder or do you block the letter? And yeah, of course the next play is taking horse, putting them on the Stormcrow archers, and start threatening these guys.
Yep. So he's done two things. He's gotten himself the horse, and then he's also see now he's in range.
Mm-hmm. So what the Oxa said is also makes sense. I mean, next turn anyway, Bob will get the bag because he is going first. So this is a bit of like sort of a moot play either way. I think failing the Varys token is sort of painful, but not backbreaking. It will be more crucial going into the second turn because Bob will then have to choose either like taking the letter, taking the horse, or leaving the money bag open, because money bag is now basically he can take money back. he can deal 1 damage to the dog, and then he can replace it with a shoot from the Stormcrow Archer. So that is a play
Yep.
that Ray can do next turn. So now, yes, obviously, Bob has no choice but to block the sword because he doesn't want to get a free shot from the Stormcrow Archers. He is not in range to Greywin, which is just 0.8 inches away. So he's probably have the beats on these Sworn Sword. And Ray's just going to casually draw 3 cards here. So yeah, looking good. Ray has he's going to end the turn with basically 7 cards in hand. Going into the second round. So yeah, this is looking quite okay here for Ray. But we haven't seen the army moves yet, so we might see some Stark shenanigans along the way. Because Stark can hit you out of nowhere, basically.
Yep. And we're gonna see if he gets his counter plots early, his defensive counters early. I think Bob is going to be a little bit cautious with timing when he makes his attacks to try to take defensive counter out of the game. It's such a powerful card, but at the same time, there is some merit to opening up with some of these vicious attacks just to get him to cycle through that card so that you know that it's out of the equation. You're kind of deciding if you want to get them out early in the game or if you want to wait until it might be a super clutch moment later in the game where defensive counter essentially stifles your attack and maybe costs you the game. So that's a tough choice to make. I opted to play really aggressively. It was a little bit of a gamble. I got a defensive counter out like first activation of round 2 though. And for me, getting that card out of the game early is a big win because Baratheons want the game to go on long and long and long. And if they've got their better cards towards the end of the game, you're kind of in a spot.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think again, going into round 2 with 7 cards in hand is already quite scary proposition as a Baratheon with Courtney. You are basically that much closer to getting your defensive counters, your counter plot, etc. So, and I think there will... Okay, so next turn will be also interesting because then Bob will most likely open up with a letter. He will take the letter. He would give weaken on the Stormcrow Archer, just to sort of be in card parity with Ray, because having 3 cards versus having 7 cards. And if you look at it from a perspective that Stark player is sort of the red player, by having all these nuke cards, and then the Baratheon player is the blue player. You have all these counter plots, defensive counter, surprise strategy. So that's definitely something that Bob will have to do next turn. And then Ray can then just close up with a Walder on money back, and then Bob will make another difficult decision of whether he wants to block Walder or he wants to block the zone, because then he gets to shoot with the Stormcrow Archer. So that is what I'm foreseeing would be going to be interesting. However, this doesn't account any Stark shenanigans that might happen right now. I mean, he could pull for example, a Greywin moving and then just engaging the Stormcrow Archer. That's something that he can do, right?
Yeah, he could. It'd probably be a mistake, but he could do it if he wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some plays with wolves just basically holding up the archers.
Ray's being really aggressive with these archers.
Whoa! Wait, hold up. Is he seriously marching, or is he just testing out marching? I think he's just testing out marching. But if he does that's kind of ballsy. Not gonna lie. What?
That's big balls going right into the
That is some big brains. Okay, so remember what I was saying about the whole... Okay, no, he's just checking.
What you were saying about what?
No, I mean because next turn he does have this sort of the choice select of taking either money bag or sword to sort of proc off the attacks from the Stormcrow Archers, and he can do it with Walder, especially on bag. And that has to be something that Bob will have to counter. And then because he then wounds the dog already on turn 2, and then on turn 3, Bob will then have to use another Varys token in order to cancel it. So there might be a swing from turn 2 to turn 3 here, depending if the Stormcrow Archer doesn't feel too suicidal. I mean, they could just do what Ray does and just march 10 into the deployment zone, which is 100% a mistake. but I've seen stranger things.
Well, Grey Wind is, I mean, against a morale 8 unit, Grey Wind is definitely capable of doing some damage, especially if he's giving him a flank choice. So I think Ray's probably best not to do that. But Ray is well, see, but he can be aggressive with these Rose Knights. That's a
He should.
unit
He
that
should.
Bob
I mean,
Bob
Rose Knights are
really.
just good against everything that is in front of them, basically. And I think Ray will just be in a discipline and just keep a very tight formation. These Sworn Swords, these Berserkers are not good food for the Rose Knights because they can take a charge from the straight front and then they'll just be stuck in a brawl. So the
Yeah,
only
they
way
don't.
sort of to break the thing is just by having these berserkers sort of just munch through these wardens and then but then if he does that the flayed man can then just countercharge and then we see countercharge by there. So it is quite an interesting sort of the back and forth here a bit.
Yeah, the interesting thing with Starks and no Tully Cab is that every single one of these units is in danger of doing a grind with even the Rose Knights.
Oh, Brett, sorry, I
Wardens,
need
once
to
they start to play.
BRB for like 5 minutes. Gotta use the toilet a bit.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. So have at it. See you in a bit.
You're gonna leave me to try to entertain this crowd. I'm so bad at doing this. Well, I can't read comments from the stream, so I can't tell what you guys are saying or what you might be asking or anything like that. So, just to let you know, I'm not going to be able to make any comments on what you guys are seeing. But for when Van gets back to check the stream, what are you guys thinking about Ray making the choice to kind of play this game and not turtle back and rely on his Baratheon defense? What do you think are some of the wild cards? I was mentioning before Van stepped away the issue with running double berserkers, and we kind of saw that in my game against Ray. Berserkers are very good, but they're not really very good in a grind fest. So even units like the Baratheon Wardens, when they can play hold the line and go to 9-7 dice or something like this, hitting on threes, the Berserkers start to be in danger. And Bob has zero way of healing. Now, I brought Eddard in CU, which is maybe a questionable choice, but I like his flexibility to heal on the charge or heal with a morale test. Bob doesn't have the luxury of any healing outside of the money bag. So as long as Ray Stormcrow archers are alive, Ray really likes the money bag, and Bob has very little incentive to take it. So if we start to see these guys kind of collide and come together and get into a grind, that's probably the worst thing that's going to happen for Bob. Now, Bob is running Rob, so he's got a really, really good couple of anti-Baratheon cards, actually. By anti-Baratheon, I mean he's got Hit and Run, which can put down a weakened token if he controls the horses, but more importantly, it lets him retreat back to safety. Automatically counting as a 6 means that his Sworn Swords retreat 11, his Berserkers would retreat 12. So he can basically come in and do some hits to take some damage or take some wounds off of these guys, and then he can hit and run safely, generally out of a countercharge range from these slower kind of troops. So hit and run is a very important card. Winter is Coming, obviously, is probably the most important card playing against Baratheons. Being able to shut off Ours is a Fury, countercharge, and defensive counter is huge. So we've got a little bit of a standoff with the cards because the Courtney Penrose cards are as anti-Stark as some of Bob's cards are anti-Baratheon, right? So he's got Counterplot, which we could see him save the counterplots for the sudden charges, the devastating impacts, the cards like this. We could see him save them for Hit and Run, which is a very smart idea because if Bob's banking on Hit and Run to get out and he counterplots that, then he gets back into the position to where he can play his countercharges. So a lot of this is going to come down to how these guys play their cards and who gets the leg up with that card advantage, because it's essentially they're kind of each other's kryptonite in a lot of ways, but I give Penrose a little bit more of an edge against a standard Stark army than I do giving Starks to beat Penrose, if that makes any sense.
Yep. So I'm back. So what did I miss? I think nothing much. I think I see just the Warden's reposition on the right. We see the Stormcrow Archer still making all these weird. Oh, I see this the Storm Sword just sort of repositioned to the right a bit.
Yeah, they just shimmied over a little bit.
And yeah, the Stormcrow Archer is just On a mad dash, wow.
So where's this weirwood tree? Is it directly under Great John Umber?
We can
I'm
check.
just curious. I'm curious if these regular Soren swords are in range of that weirwood tree.
Yes, there. Yes, see, this is the weirwood tree.
The weirwood tree is under Great John.
Yep, exactly under it. It's like slightly like we see
So,
like a little red on that. Yeah.
so do you think these guys are in range of it? Because Bob has to really kind of be concerned if his Soren swords are testing on a 7.
All right. If I see the anatomy of the tree, I would say this is plus minus the edge of the tree. I think this is slightly out. This is like about 8 inches plus minus.
Okay.
I think he's
So
slightly
you're
out.
yeah, you're probably right. So these Soren swords are actually in a little bit of danger from potential chip damage from these Stormcrow archers. And I think that Ray is playing aggressively, even with this dog here, because, like I mentioned, he gives him precision. So if he's got an Ours is the Fury and Bob chooses to send Great Wind in,
that's the funniest thing. Like I think this is seriously a debate. Now that I think about it, this is a serious debate. Like if the dog charges in, he takes like maybe like 2-3 down, and then he gets Ours is the Fury with precision. Woo!
Yeah, the dog's in danger if he doesn't play Winter is Coming. And do you play Winter is Coming to charge your Direwolf?
I mean, okay.
I don't know that
you
do.
Honestly speaking, this is a lot of VPs, right? That Ray could just lose randomly by just putting them there. So this unit is in a real chance of dying.
Yeah, because
from
Bob's got
the
the flank. So that's 6s, vulnerable, panic at -1.
So I think the World Cup is the top 16 from each regional, is it?
It's top 8 from each regional, so it's going to be.
Yeah. So a total of 16 people.
Bob's going for it. Let's see it.
Oh no! This is okay. This is going to end up very glorious for Bob or very disastrous for Bob. We will see what happens. Oh! He's not going for it. Oh, what patience we're seeing here from Bob. He chose not to do it. Oh, what is this? Hey, Beric Dontato, what's up? Wow, it's quite late in Singapore, is it? It's like way past midnight. But yeah, if you're, oh no, it's actually much worse for Mas Deoxys. It is almost like 3 a.m. in Australia. Wow. But tomorrow's a Sunday, and we're here to watch the NA finals. So yeah, we're good. Oh my God, they're just running away.
We've got Master Deoxys in our chat.
We got Master Deoxys in the chat. You should check out the Twitch stream to sort of see like who's in the chat, Brett, because there are some memers in the chat.
Okay. Can you send me a link to it? Because I can't see.
I can send you a link.
It would be nice if I could interact with these guys, because normally I can't read what they're saying. Just send me the link to my Discord if you wouldn't mind.
Yes. Let's just copy link.
So congratulations to Deoxys. I heard that you were able to defeat Free Folk Master Mickey.
Mickey's not exactly a Free Folk Master. He just found like a good Free Folk list, and then he debates people into using it and thinks that it's like the best list.
It's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
I think it's good.
It is pretty good.
I struggle with it, but I also get a little bit Jedi mind tricked by Free Folk. I'm just so afraid of them.
I think you're just so jaded with Free Folks. Like you look at like basically more than like 3 raiders and you go PTSD intensifies.
It really does. It's the trappers that get me, not so much the raiders. But yeah, I really do go into a mental fog when I play Free Folk. I just have terrible luck when I play them. My match with Rauhan was the exception because he rolled so many 1s for his trappers. But even just playing a fun match with Rossi, just PTSD alert, I did a Swift Advance and Charge. Trappers did 3, Stark Fury did 3. 1 unit of trappers hit with 5 of their shots. I failed 4, failed a panic test, and just like that, dead Sworn Swords.
When people say just Stark things, this is just Free Folk things.
That is Free Folk things. Trappers are just so deadly with their traps and their shots. It's just so overwhelming and so many auto wounds. I know Sworn Swords have 1-shot potential every time they charge them, but doing wounds to yourself and taking the traps, you are literally at the mercy of D3 on both sides. If it's 1s and 2s, you're fine. If it's 3 every time, 1 trap, 1 Stark Fury, the unit's half dead. But nobody feels any pity for the Starks. So
Nah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next. Who's going to be the next Stark in 1.7? We'll see. We'll see that in a bit. But yeah,
this is dangerous for Bob with these Stormcrow archers, particularly with this corpse pile being here and being out of range of the Weirwood tree. You're seeing potential for these guys to just panic crumble them to death. And if Bob doesn't have like a swift advance to go get them, he's in a little bit of a spot. And even if he does have a swift advance, Ray could very easily have a counterplot. It's very possible if Ray has the bags, 2 shots and these Sworn Swords are dead.
Yep.
I think a lot of people underestimate just how good Stormcrow archers with the Stormcrow Lieutenant are. Are they just absolutely the end all be all? No, but shooting off of the money bags, picking up 8 shots with Sundering is very, very, very powerful.
To be fair, they are using the 1.7 stats of 4+ to hit. They're used to like the 1.7 stuff of like, oh no, we're 4+ to hit. Oh well.
Yeah, they're fine with it, and honestly, they just need to get a couple of hits, right? We've already proven with the effectiveness of Free Folk and things like this. It's really just about getting a hit or 2 in, right?
Mm-hmm. No, I mean no, seriously.
So,
we've seen the game between basically Ray also versus Weasel, Ryan, I believe, and his archer was just playing tower defense in the back, like hitting the raiders and just plonking them while Mel burning them, and then Ray's just having a good time. And yeah, it's one of those. Stormcrow archers are really good. I mean, for 6 points, you do get like a lot of range pressure, and if you don't deal with them in like a proper way, they will triple tap you, and it's a lot of damage, especially to like lightly armored units with Sundering. You're saving on 5+, and you have a morale of 6 because of the corpse pile. You're at morale of 7. So yeah, there is a real chance of the Sworn Sword on the left here will melt relatively fast, and then once that sort of unit melts, the center is wide open.
Exactly, and that's again the emphasis with those guys is on chip damage. If you're expecting something like what you can see with also Othel crossbows, where it's just raw damage, just raw number of hits, Sundering, things like this, you're not going to get that out of the Stormcrow archers. But as far as just the chip damage, repeatedly attacking, repeatedly causing panic tests off of 1 to 2 wounds, as we know, eventually, unless you're just super lucky, you're going to fail a panic test or 2, and that's where the damage really, really starts to come through.
And Baratheon is sort of the king of a prolonged game, especially when it comes to things like this. Like Ray's now in like an okay, the onus is actually on Bob to engage Ray's line, because Ray now can just sort of just sit back with his Stormcrow archer, with his counter charges, with his Our System Fury, and we're seeing the formation of Baratheon, which is very sort of, no matter where you hit me, I will counter charge you. I really love this formation of like the sort of the oubliette formation that Ray has. So just you charge them anywhere, they'll get a counter charge. I love this formation. Except maybe these guys.
Yeah,
but these guys are quite inside the oubliette, so it's a bit hard unless you get like a swift advance and then a devastating impact. And it's it's only to like a unit of wardens, but yeah, this could be like a weakness in Ray's line. But we'll see how that works out, because Bob only has 3 cards in hand, and he might take Letter next turn, so he might have devastating plus swift advance, but we'll see.
The interesting thing, the funny thing about this, stereotypically looking at this match, you're going to think that the Baratheon player is the one who's turtling.
No, it's a Star player.
Have a look at who's turtling.
Look, like what I've been saying, right? Baratheon actually has a bit of an advantage in Fire and Blood as a scenario, because it's a scenario that rewards basically killing and staying alive and battling. There's no emphasis on like objective control. There's no emphasis on like maneuverability on the battlefield. It's just you move in a steel formation, a very slow formation like the Baratheon does, and you just tank in the midfield with if especially if you have a range unit, you just play tower defense and hopefully catch any stragglers. And it's the Stark obviously has these what you call it. They need the initiative. They have the initiative for sure to strike. They can choose when they want to strike, but Baratheon will just march forward in an inevitable tide of steel, and we'll see what happens. But this is still round one, so a lot of what I say in Sif in round one is just the people are marching in front, but not in Fire and Blood. Fire and Blood actually turn one is sort of a large game of chicken. There is this big no man's zone here where if people cross, suddenly goes wapow 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 wapow, and the line will just crash. So I think we're going to see that in round two.
This is the unit to keep your eye on. This unit, when I played Ray, was the thing I was the most afraid of. Ray let them get into a position to where I sudden charged them in the flank off of the horse, and then use that vulnerable, and then I attack regrouped with Rob close and use that vulnerable, is the only way I was able to deal with these guys. These guys are more than a match for any of these units. If it's a grind type fight, the Rose Knights should come out on top against anything, even the Berserkers. Mm-hmm. Generally, Berserkers are this unit that you kind of want to be on the edge of death, but with the Rose Knights' abilities and with Hold the Line in the deck and Stag's Resilience in the deck, you have got very real danger of these guys crumbling any of these units. And they've got a decent attack profile. It's 8/5/4, hitting on a 3+. It's really not bad.
So as I see, basically, Sansa taking letter, giving the weekend to the Stormcore Archers. So now, I think now Ray has a choice to either activate the Walder to sort of nullify to take the money back to give a shoot, or even just to use Courtney to also like use the money back. I think he's going to
try to draw some of Bob's Varys tokens out right here. So threatening with the money bag with them, make Bob burn a Varys token right now to stop the money bag shot, and then he can bring Walder out later. And if he does not stop Walder, then he's banking on a Varys to stop Walder at the start of round one, killing this dog. Ray is playing really smart. It's very reasonable that Bob is out of or close to out of Varys' orders, or Ray is just going to get to do what he wants with the tactics board.
So now basically...
So it looks like maybe Bob's thinking.
Yep, Bob is thinking. So Ray is activating Courtney. Bob is thinking whether he wants to use the second Varys token, and he does. So one out of...
I think he has to.
Yep. Is it going to be... Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh, it bounced. It was on a 1 for a second. Yeah, he has to. Because if he gets I think he's in the flank of these Sworn Swords.
I think so too, yeah.
I can't
because he can shift forward.
Closed.
He can shift forward 2 inches, and then it will be on the flank.
It's just too much risk. 8 dice, hitting on 4.
Is he going to pass with Courtney? He is going to pass with Courtney. Oh, I like this play.
Burning
I like
his
this play a lot.
Tokens. He doesn't have a choice now. If he doesn't want to get shot.
I love this play from Ray. Yeah, because remember that NCU you can just sacrifice an activation of an NCU. So that means the money bag and the sword zone is still open and ready to be primed with when Ray decides to shoot, and that one Varys token is essentially wasted. Wow.
Yep.
So now we're seeing, I think either a horse would be good here to sort of reposition the Sworn Sword out of the zone here. I think horse would be the play. Yep.
I think the horse is the play. And repositioning these guys, because if he doesn't want to spend his Varys token, or if he fails it, at least the Sworn Swords are taking this shot to the front.
But the position of the Sworn Sword is a bit awkward though, because he did sort of block himself with the dog. But now he's in a prime position to charge the Stormcore Archers.
Yep.
So that could
I think he's probably out of the corpse pile as well, which is the other big thing.
Yep.
Because that panic test was going to be at a -2. I think these Sworn Swords were going to bleed serious amounts of wounds if they took that shot. So I think,
if I'm not mistaken, I'm seeing the Sworn Sword will charge on a 2+. Yep, you're right. It is 6.7. So now, okay. So that was a good turn. I think Ray is going to sort of force the issue again with an activation of either Eldon or Walder. So because now he can basically shift 2 backwards, and it will shoot the Sworn Sword. So now they need a 4+. But now because horse is active, devastating impact is an auto 6.
Yep.
And that could mean, oh no, it was already auto 6, but what I'm saying is he gets the auto wound instead of just the auto hits.
No, it's not an auto 6 unless you own the horse.
That's true. Okay, so
So,
no, so he passes
again,
he passes the turn here
now
with
this,
Eldon. Oh, I think Ray has counterplot.
no, this is a good choice because he's still got the bags or the swords open. Bob can't really do much with either of these zones unless he owns sudden charge. He could have taken a crown zap into the archers to set up a strong charge. Ray's taken that away. I like this play too. I really like it.
And now Ray has 9 cards in hand. Woo. 9 cards in hand with like the zone active for like counterplot. What a position. Even if like sort of the Sworn Sword is trying to force the issue and just charge them straight up, Ray can just then either take the money back or Sword to sort of nullify that back, and then he heal them back up. So wow, I mean, this positioning of the Stormcore archers, man, just making Bob reposition the Sworn Sword like twice, making them like not as effective as like a killing machine as they thought. That's a really brilliant play. I love it. Some very good patience here coming in from Ray, understanding the matchup really well. So now, what do you think Bob will do? Will he decide to charge in with his units, or if he wants to play the tactics board first?
I think he's deep in the tank. I think he's deep in the tank. And I don't really know what's the best play. Personally, I would probably want to take the money bags because even if he takes the swords for a free shot, at least he's not got 8 shots with sundering. It's 7 shots on 4s with no sundering, and they do have a weaken token. So I like this play, taking the bags away from them. So we'll probably see Walder come down and threaten a shot, but I would much rather be shot with the swords in this case than shot with the bags.
So we'll see if
even though Bob has some incentive.
Yeah, we'll see if Bob uses the third Faris token here. I think he should, but the question is just whether he wants to block the sword or he wants to block the Walder, which is the more important question here.
I block the Walder.
Yeah, true.
7 dice on 4s with a weaken token. You've got the potential for 4 the first time, 2 the second time, and now they're back to saving on a 6. It's in a bad situation. They could lose a rank, but I think typically they're not going to.
Yep.
So Bob's measuring that charge out. It's a 2, so I'm sure you'll see Ray shift back, but surely he's
it's
going.
A 2. Yeah. I saw it earlier. It was a 2+. If he shifts back, it becomes a 4+. But it's all moot. Okay, It is not exactly a moot point if he does have devastating impact. He will.
Is he just activating the Stormcrow?
It is a possibility. I mean, he doesn't have to do it now, but the thing is, activating the Stormcrow means that he gives away the defensive counter, which is like a premier defensive card, especially for this matchup. Like you can nullify like a lot of attacks with the defensive counter. So I think Ray's just measuring out if he shifts to the left, what will happen. If he shifts to the right, what will happen. But I think like just taking Walder on sword here, and even I think nullifying either the Sworn Sword ability would actually be quite super beneficial also. He doesn't have to like snipe the wolf. He can just like plonk it on here, make them like a vanilla unit for 1 turn, while basically like the Stormcrow Archer wail on them twice would also be like interesting. Oh, he's activating.
Yeah. If he's got a defensive counter in his hand, which it's reasonable to assume that he does, then I think it's fine to let the Sworn Swords come to you. Is he hanging on to the swords for if Bob makes a dare charge, or is he considering getting the Flayedmen involved and then having the swords with them?
I mean, like having a sword as like sort of like your final activation is also like really, really good, because then you can sort of have it in the back pocket just in case enemy will just be in melee and engaging, and then like the Flayed Man punching on 8 is actually pretty decent against like all these squishy Stark units.
I agree.
So yeah, I think he might just want to leave it in the back pocket, and I think he's probably again. I think what depending really it really depends on what Ray Trick has in his hand. I think for sure he has counterplot, but does he have counter charge as well? Does he have Ours is the Fury? Does he have stacks? Okay, stacks resilience is not active because he doesn't control the letter, but Ours is the Fury will be punching on like the maximum amount of dice because he controls crown. And I think
Yep.
the other play that he's also considering is just moving up the wardens to sort of, there you go.
Yep.
He's,
Getting them in prime countercharge position, kind
Yep.
of just daring Bob to come into his zone. Now, the interesting question becomes, does Bob have Winter is Coming? Does Bob have Hit and Run? Because either of those are kind of a get out of jail free card, because they can both keep these Sworn Swords safe from countercharge, and Ours is the Fury.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting. You have to assume that Ray has a counterplot. So when does he use the counterplot? Does he use the counterplot to stop a potential dev impact, or does he wait to stop the hit and run, or does he stop Winter's Coming if Bob plays it? I think absolutely if Bob throws down a charge with a Winter's Coming, you stop the Winter's Coming, right?
So I have to say an interesting fact here about the players playing. So Bob defeated Moses last round, right? And Moses is Ray's actually Ray's brother-in-law. So
Yeah.
I guess you would say that they are brother in claw. Okay.
Oh, you cheesy pun.
Hey, come on, Kai. You're the one who told me to say that. I was debated by Kai. He's like, you should say that because he is. So it is more of like sort of like a grudge match between these two because you defeated my brother-in-law. It doesn't have the same tune as like you defeated my brother, but I bet like Moses is like right now like next to Ray, just seeing the game and just like giving him like moral moral support. And I think
Yep,
I heard the complaints also from like Ray's wife is that basically Moses just keep taking Ray out to play and just like they don't get. So some interesting. I mean, it is interesting that these two players are very competitive in nature. These two players are very sort of they want to get better at the game, and it all started because I think they sort of live in the same environment. They live quite close to each other. They're basically a family, and they train against each other like so many times. They discuss strategy so many times, and it's paying off. And it's also worth to note that a lot of players, especially in the town that we live in, that part of the area, there's a lot of like competitive players there who plays. So I guess, especially Moses, who has an extreme grudge against me, like he's like, I could defeat everyone here, but I can't defeat you, and I'm just like, don't play Night Watch against me with your dirty watch, Marshall.
Yeah, the interesting thing, I guess, we can kind of get into this. I know that these are strong players, and I think people knew that they were strong players. But how many people do you think guessed that both War Games ID would get into the top 8, and that Bob and Ray would be the ones playing for the game, for the tournament?
Hell, I wouldn't.
Do you think many people would have predicted that?
I wouldn't even bet on myself. if I joined the World Cup, I wouldn't even bet on myself. Like, I think like seriously, this is an achievement, especially to these two players. Really, I can't take anything away from them. They're two like really good players. They did the grind, they did the matchup, they did the strategy. So it's like they played the game. They played it really really well. They fought against like very very tough opponents, and I think they deserve to be where they are right now. And I'm a bit surprised that they both come from like basically Indonesia, both part of like War Games.id, and I think it's just showing that I guess when you do the grind, when you're in an environment that sort of forces you to compete against like good players, you naturally develop the talent to sort of become good yourself. So I think it's just a nice little community we have here, and I think I'm the final boss of the community.
You are the boss. You were the first one that I really kind of interacted with and met. We've had our fair share of fun little games. We did the cheese bowl. I think we've done that, 3 times? The Stark versus Free Folk cheese bowl?
Yep. Like,
Yeah.
Nobody won. The community loses because Stark and FF are just like OP.
Yeah, it's fun, right? It's fun.
Oh yeah.
But the
It's fun.
interest I was wrong with my predictions though, because I banked on the World Cup being Stark versus Free Folk versus Dragon. And the Dragons did not make it to the finals, and at least in the EU on the NA side, the Free Folk did not make it to the finals. Now in the EU side, it was Starks versus Free Folk on the top table. No big surprise here, but I think most people probably expected to see a Stark on Stark match or a Stark on Free Folk match as the final. And it's Ray who's come in and kind of screwed everything up with his really strong play and his big brain plays, and now Baratheons are fighting Starks on the top table, and they've got a chance to win.
I honestly, I'm still very disappointed that I didn't get to stream the Ray versus Dragon game, because I would love to see like his anti-dragon strategy in play. I think we're seeing some cards being played here. We've got Swift Advance being played. So okay, we're seeing like the first actual play of the game. Swift Advance
Yep.
on the unit of Sworn Swords, and we're gonna see if Ray has a counter plot here or he just takes it. Because I think he wants to.
If he takes it, it's probably because he has defensive counter and he just doesn't care.
Yep.
Because defensive counter will take away Stark Fury, and then he'll be hitting on 4s, and he's weakened. So he's got a good chance to really deaden the blow.
So yeah, I think Ray is just sacrificing quote unquote the Stormcrow archers to sort of take the initial hit, and yeah, I think we're going to see a charge. We'll see if Bob is playing Winter is Coming, or even like we'll see. But I think it's good. Yeah, I mean I don't really care much about Swift Advance, especially on these guys. The most important card right now is defensive counter, because it does take away a lot, and I think hitting on 4+, 8 dice with like no abilities and like weaken, it's like pretty meh.
You're expecting 3 to 4 hits from that, right?
Yep. It's just it's 3 to 4 hits, and then we'll see if the panic explodes, which is I think like where the most damages will be located. Like you can just like take like 2 or 3 hits, but then you explode on like the panic test. So it is a
Yep.
possibility. Like especially with these like Stormcore archers, like they have morale of 8, and they just melt like anything. Like a stray shot and anything. All right,
Another
so we're
card.
seeing what is this?
Dev Impact.
Dev Impact. So no Winter
So
is
2
coming.
wounds.
So I think so now it's basically 2 auto wounds, and yeah,
Yep.
still no Winter is coming.
And-
So all the defensive tax is online. We're seeing the Wardens in the counter charge position if he doesn't play hit and run, but we'll see. Oh, another card. Oh boy, we're just seeing Stark stuff, aren't we?
Yep.
Like
3 cards.
Look at all these cards. My God, just oh God. All right, defensive counter.
Yep.
Yep. Oh God.
Well, he's
Like,
got his Sundering. You have Northern Ferocity is an interesting play. I don't think he needed to play it. He doesn't own the sword, so no vulnerable token.
Mhm.
He's not at his last rank, so no vicious. Maybe just trying to
I think
draw
he
this
just wants to
counterplot out.
like draw out the extra cards. I mean, cards in the graveyard is basically a Sansa fuel. So now he has Swift Advance and Devastating Impact on the back pocket just in case he wants to use any of those. And that's not a really
Yep.
good roll, but there is a reroll. Oh, look at all those.
Let's see how good our maths were. We said 3 to 4 hits, so let's see
Mhm.
what it ends up being.
So no Stark Fury. It is hitting on a 4+. So
Yep.
so yeah, I think it's 6 hits so far. Oh, 7 hits so far. We'll have to see. I think they're just discussing some rules. I believe just which ability is on, which ability is not on. And he's using the weekend to reroll the hits. And we'll see if our math pays off. And yes, oh my lord, it's 4 hits. All right, you're right. It's 3 to 4. Oh no, it's 5 hits. Ha! We both are
5
wrong.
hits. Just a little bit. Bob's a little bit above average on that.
Yep, on 6s, and that is definitely below. Oh, ouch! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So down to just the second rank here, and he has to make a panic test at 8. Ooh, this could be really, really ugly actually. Because now
Yeah, this
like
could hurt.
Greywind is Greywind activated yet? I
No.
think no, yeah, because so Gray can actually like I thought that he failed. He succeeded already. Ooh, oh my god,
Oh,
that's
crit
ooh,
fail.
ow,
Ouch.
ow, 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 ow.
One left.
What is all? Okay, this is just Stark being Stark, right? Just pop, 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 pop.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, that's disgusting, man. Like, that is seriously disgusting. Like,
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
that's ridiculous.
Defensive counters played. Defensive counter is played,
That's
and they still do 11 wounds
that's
with one charge.
that's ridic. That is just straight up ridic. Like, what the hell?
And then we've seen hit and run come down.
And we see also hit and run. My goodness, he just has the full suite. Like, he just unloads like everything. My god.
That that's a 4 card combo.
Yeah, he throws everything in, including the kitchen sink.
Yep.
And now Ray is like thinking whether he wants to use the counter plot or not, because I think he has the counter charge, and if he uses hit and run, he basically misses that window.
Yep.
I think he's using the
The
counter
very
plot.
important thing. Go ahead.
No, I think he's using. Yeah, Ray's just thinking whether he wants to use counter plot or not. But that's seriously, that's
I think he
disgusting.
has to, because if he doesn't counterplot this, then he can't get these wardens in to block these, and Greywind can just go get Dev Impact and take out these archers.
So yeah, we're seeing a card being played. That's a counter plot, which is successful. So he is counter plotting hit and run. So now the trigger is after the attack. So we're seeing. No, I think like the counter charge. Yeah, we're seeing counter charge being
He
played.
has to,
Yeah,
because if he gets in, then he prevents Greywind from just taking these guys out without. He doesn't even need to roll a dice.
Yep. And I believe what the play next is just these guys will most likely will retreat. So I think this is a
Yep.
3+. No letter. So yeah, I mean 66% chance. Hopefully he gets it. No, that's a 2. Oh no! Yikes! Oh man, things are not looking good here for Ray. Like that 3 card
No.
combo from like Stark just eliminated that, and then the Warden now is stuck in a very like sort of awkward position in here. But I think Ray has to like 100% activate the Stormcore Archer and get the hell out of there, because Greywind can just finish it off. Not looking great.
Yep.
But it is a good.
Unless
It
he
is
shifts to
okay.
100.
Yeah, it is okay next turn though, because he's setting up for next turn. But I think he has to activate the Stormcore Archers now, and I think he has to retreat.
No. He just activate the wardens and charge the flank.
Oh, that's
And then
true. Oh,
Greywind
he hasn't
can't
activated
get
because
in.
I see the activation before. Why is he rolling 2 dice?
And he failed the panic, because he failed the charge, and now he's failed the panic, taking 3 wounds.
Oh my god.
This is punishing.
Oh,
This is
true.
punishing
And he
for
needs a
Ray.
5 only. Oh my god. Wow, these sequences of plays are just backbreaking. Yeah, as we can see here, like failing a charge is the scariest part of this game. Like
Yep.
usually how it works is that if it's like a sort of a mid-range charge, you need like a 2 or 3. Usually you'll fail. But if it's like a long bomb charge, the RNG god will just go, you know what? You deserve that play, so we'll give you that.
Exactly. Yep, that's why
Barrick is like,
Brett
are
goes
we
for the bomb
watching
target.
Baratheon torture scene? I mean, this is what Stannis gets off to every day, really. Like he looks at this and go, "Yep, just typical Stark being Stark."
Just go ahead, activate the wardens, take the flank charge, keep Greywind out. If Greywind really wants to come into the flank of the wardens, I guess he can.
Not too bad, but he might eat an Arceus the Fury, which is on a Warden that's actually not very good. But oh well. All right, so we're seeing a charge. I think it's auto in.
Yeah, the bigger concern is him pulling Swift Advance and putting Rob in the butt of these guys, with the Rose Knights not being able to
Well,
counter.
he does have Sansa, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, so what Ray can do is that if he could predict when the Sworn Sword is moving, he can use Surprise Strategy. But I think he will use it regardless next turn to Surprise Strategy. Oh no, he doesn't have the letter, so he can't Surprise Strategy taking back Counterplot. Ooh. Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Having the Wardens being nipped at the butt here is it could be quite a devastating part here, because it is a lot of dice. And I think they're just measuring the distance here, whether it will get like automatically disordered from Rob. So I think
Oh, okay.
yeah, I think it's definitely auto in. Just checking range, I believe. I think it's not within. It is within 12, I believe, but we'll see. I think the players are just measuring that. Uh, but yeah, so we'll see the charge. I believe Rob is not using. Yeah, Rob did use the order, so it is auto disorderly, and that's also like a
So they
very stupid defensive ability. It just happens like it's just disorderly. Like that's it. It's just straight up disorderly. Like that ability is so good.
it is.
You get nothing. You get no cards. You get no rerolls. Man. So yeah. So I what is this? Oh, he's just trying to sort of move them away a bit so that the guy can charge in, because I think the way the tray is clipping is a bit strange, but we'll see what happens. Just some just mental. It is the
Maybe he's
order, right?
measuring
Yeah,
to
I
see
see. I
if
see
these
like the
guys.
order. I see the order token like being used on. So I think yeah, it is disorderly, or you might actually yeah. So now we're seeing. I think both players are still just measuring what it is. All right, what's the hold up there, guys? I want to see something charge. Charge, 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 charge,
I
charge,
think he was
charge, charge.
checking to see if these guys can shift over.
Aha! I think he used a stack resilience just now. Yeah, so I think he's playing the safer play and just activating these guys and stacks resilience.
Ah,
Okay, he rolls a 3, which is a positive 3, so that's good. He heals them. Heals them 4, and now and then he'll just probably retreat. So stacks resilient, healing for 4, because unfortunately he doesn't have the letter, so it's not auto 4 wounds those guys. So now he's rolling the charge. Sorry, the retreat distance. Hopefully it's a big one. It is a big one, but I think yeah, it's 10 inches, not too bad. So yeah, he gets to, well, he can't really like move 10 inches. He can maximum move like I think 7 and then pivot back. So yeah,
yep.
but
And
still,
the swords are still open,
and the
so
swords
he
are
can
still
get
open
it.
exactly. And I think yeah, I think this is a good play because he's not exactly committing to the wardens being on that flank. I think like the failing the charge definitely had changed the sort of the modes to this game, because right now I think if the charge was successful, the play with the devastating impact, sorry, the swift advance might be in play. So right now I think I'm just seeing in terms of activation how many activations each player has. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
8.
6, 7. Oh, so it's 8 versus 9. And
Yep.
Bob goes first. So I think Bob still has the final activation. So yeah, we're seeing a retreat. Um, just measuring things up a bit.
Yep. He's making sure that he can pivot in a way such that he can't be charged in the front.
Mm-hmm. So just a discipline
Yep.
play
So
here
he
from
has to
Ray.
do. He had to do that because he was off of the board the other way. So, just pretty clever play by Ray.
Because if he gets charged here, like these guys will have to be on the off the board, is it?
Yeah, he's making it so that
Yeah, he can't be charged from
I
the
think
front because
he's
there is no like position for the wolf to be in. Because we see like the line
right.
between this is like see. All right, some clever positioning, but those Stormcrow archers have definitely seen better days. And
So
yeah,
I guess his very first play is going to be in round 2. Is these guys are activated, so they can't really do anything at the moment. I think you see Penrose come down. Penrose goes onto these Sworn Swords. Penrose takes the letters to set his cards off. You see a condition token, maybe a weakened, go onto these guys. And then you see Penrose heal these archers.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep, definitely. What I'm interested is that Ray also has to be slightly careful here. Bob only has one card in hand, but again, always playing around. What's that card again called? The North Remembers is a discipline that
Yes.
you need to also remember to fight against these Starks. You can't be sort of be in a position where you're comfortable sitting and like, all right, this unit can activate. Then you kill a dog, and then everything changes. There's no stakes, so we don't get to see like the dog just just killing itself and then triggering not remembers. So, but yeah, this is just the action from Lumflang. I think Bob is just using his pass token on Summer. So he's just
Yep.
using yep, and I think we're seeing the Rose Knights moving up a bit, I believe. Yep. So both players here definitely just all right. So let's talk a bit about so we're seeing some lull in the game where some action just happened, and then basically Ray is figuring out like what to do next. I think the Rose Knights is going to move forward, and then he's presenting a challenge to Bob here, saying like, you want to charge my Rose Knights now, or basically I'll charge you guys next turn, and then we'll all be in a brawl anyway. So it is it is a sort of a, what you call it, a bait. But of course, Rose Knight is like the biggest and baddest bait of them all. So definitely we'll see. So
Yeah, I think he's just got to press the issue and get these Rose Knights involved. They're the unit that he has no answer for. If Bob overcommits to trying to do something with the Rose Knights, he could give up flank and rear, and these flayed men into the flank or the rear of even berserkers. They're in danger of critical failing a panic test because of Vicious and the panic token that they put out. So Bob's just got to be careful. Yeah, Ray can just keep his wall of steel moving. It's hard to say who really won this exchange here, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Bob did more wounds, but Ray drew out 4 cards. Not just any 4 cards. He's drawn a commander card and 2 of the Stark's best cards out of his hand.
On the plus side, it does mean that it is on the back the back pocket of Sansa. I can at any point fetch those cards in and then basically just replay it again.
Yep.
So now we're seeing the Wardens Wardens charging finally.
As a part-time Stark player, though, I'm in the camp of if I use Sansa before round 4 or 5, I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not happy with that. Sansa is a great tool, but even before Sansa was changed, excuse me, even when it was search your deck for a card or draw from discard pile, I always tried to use her to pull a discard, and I always tried to use her way later in the game because that's such a great ability. It's so much better to have her in your back pocket late in the game when the game's on the line. That's a good hit.
We're seeing Ray here returning the favor with like 7 hits from a Warden, and look at that fail. Oh, but no weaken. No, that's sad face.
No, 3 Bob's on the higher side of average so far this game. So we'll see if Bob's dice flip. He was higher on the charge. He was higher on the defense. Oh no!
Oh no! And
now,
you guys haven't activated the sword yet. Okay, all right. I mean, okay. So who actually won that exchange? I have no idea now.
Now Ray's won it now.
What big brain play is this? I'm just gonna take like 9 wounds on like my Stormcore archers. So I'll like punch your Sworn Sword for 8. Easiest exchange of my life.
At this point, Ray has won this exchange. We've got 11 wounds to the 7 from the Sworn Swords, but depending on what happens with the swords here, Bob might be going for this swift advance. I don't think he can get to their rear.
No, I didn't think so.
Could get to their flank.
But again, I mean, Ray still has 5 cards in hand. He might still have like those fabled Ours is the Fury, Counter Charge, Last Stand even. So this Rose Knight haven't exactly activated yet. But if he's here, I don't think the Rose Knight can counter charge. So it is a bit of a weird position here from the Rose Knight, but I think Bob is seriously considering this activity of just swift advance into like the flank.
Bob has to be careful. Bob has to be careful and be patient because Rob is his leverage in this game. If he overextends Rob right now and goes to their flank, these Rose Knights, sure, they can't countercharge him, but they can turn around and maneuver to be in Rob's flank. And then it starts to become like you've got a big melee brawl here, and it starts to become a question of do these Baratheon cards start to come into play and make a difference? I don't like Rob being flank charged by Rose Knights. So he needs to be really careful of this. Is Rob going to come in here and one-shot these guys? Probably not, unless he goes and gets Northern Ferocity. But again, no vulnerable token, so there's no real guarantee. This is bait, 100%, if he takes this charge.
I think also like the fact that two of biggest Bob's heavy hitters right here, sort of. I think what Ray is doing is just isolating this flank right now. And Sworn Sword, even though they're very good at like killing stuff, but they're not really good at killing 3+ armor stuff. That's always been their problem. They can like kill, Berserker, Sworn Sword, Raiders really, really well, but once they've pitted against like a 3+ or 4+ armor, it's just become like very sort of standard. They can spike a bit with the critical ability, but hitting a 4+ armor safe is actually not easy to chew these guys off. So yeah, and especially
no, it's
against
not.
Baratheon,
If the Rose Knights are,
yeah, go ahead.
if the Rose Knights get into the flank, it's a 5+ save. If he goes in right now with Rob and flanks these guys, he'll do some pretty substantial damage. But the Rose Knights will just turn around on the spot and threaten his flank. If the Rose Knights get into the flank of Rob, Rob's losing that fight because now Rob's engaged. His Sworn Swords aren't doing anything. He can't really afford to punch the Rose Knights, but the Rose Knights will just wail on him because their offensive profile is actually quite good. 8 attacks hitting on a 3+ with a 3+ defensive save. It's pretty good. I played Veterans of the Watch for a long time before they got pushed out of the meta by those dirty free folk. You would be surprised how much 8 attacks hitting on a 3+ just vanilla can really do. Now you bring in some of these Baratheon cards like Hold the Line, and that's all it takes. Hold the Line and an attack into Rob, 10 dice on 2s, and Rob could just poof, disappear.
As a
and that's his
player,
leverage.
I don't really kill those Knights.
At this point, Bob only has 2 Varys tokens left. This dog dying, it's not a question. It's dying at some point. So that's 3 points for Ray. Bob's best leverage is Rob. Does Bob have the stuff on the table required to table this army? Absolutely not. So he needs to take care of Rob.
The biggest question: when is Walder? Okay. He's answering my question right away. Walder, what will happen? Will he block Walder or will he block the sword? Because right now he has 2 good like sword targets, this one and this one. So yep, we'll see. 33%. Here we go. Come on, Varys.
Well, this charge put Bob in a spot. If he doesn't block Walder, then Walder first activation
shit.
failed.
Oh no! What a disaster!
Ray, show some discipline here and don't put Walder down until he makes this attack.
Mm-hmm.
Because if these guys live with 1 wound, it's more important to kill the Sworn Swords than to damage the dog.
Correct. Oh my god, look at that above average roll. Oh no, it's only 3. Never mind.
Well, 3.
Never mind.
3 6s, but only 3 hits. Yep. Let's see it.
Okay.
Comes down to a crit fail. But even if Bob fails and rolls a 2 on this panic, Walder can just drop down and finish them off.
All right.
So it's interesting. Let's see here. If he passes
no.
this, oh my god!
What is happening? What? What? What?
Now he just Walders the dog. There's no reason not to. He owns the crown. He can shut Rob or one of these berserkers off.
What?
And just eliminate any threat.
He doesn't get to. Oh, he does get it. Oh, he does get the search ward. Oh no, he does get the search ward. What just happened? What
I can't believe this.
What just happened? Okay, all right. The actual dice god, like, all right. So that was the weirdest exchanges of blows I've seen in like a Civ game. That was just like an M. Night Shyamalan plot twist right there. You charge in with like the Stormcrow Archer. The Stormcrow Archer left with 1 wound left, and then he just went, all right, stack resilience, retreat, heal back, no problem. Warden failed the counter charge, no problem. Warden charge in, 3 dead, 4 more died from morale test. Warden.
Their activations are even now. Their activations are even. Ray
Oh
has
my
just taken the huge advantage in this game.
what was that all about? Like we just see some like some dominoes just falling into pieces, and just like we see Bob's tower just slowly crumbling at the moment. I mean, it's not exactly game over. I mean, it's just Ray just won like a huge exchange. So now his Stormcore Archer is alive, but not exactly contributing to the battle because he's a bit outside from the battle. He's right here, while the next big threat is here. So he has to spend like one turn just sort of
Sure.
moving these guys forward. But now what Ray can do, he just needs to tank up. He doesn't need to go forward now. He the dock
It's
is almost dead. He gets next turn. Bob has no choice to use the last Varys order token, and then he can just just be here in this formation and just
it's not
wail on them.
it's not game over, but it's basically. I mean, Bob can still pull some really nice combos, but Bob is now on the side of needing luck. The activations are now even, and when you're looking at a glass cannon army versus a hyper defensive, this is the one instance where the defensive army should win this, right?
To be
Um,
fair, if you're talking about luck, like I think there was just some sequences of rolls. I think the luck sort of normalized because Ray did like spike.
no, I agree. I'm not saying Ray's getting lucky. I'm saying that Bob has to get lucky to win at this
Yeah,
point
yeah, yeah.
because he's got 3 combat units, one of which the Sworn Swords aren't that great in this matchup. The Berserkers with no healing aren't that great in this matchup. We haven't seen Hold the Line come down. We know that there's another Stag's Resilience somewhere, and Ray is getting the letters next round. Uh, it's a bad spot for Bob. So basically, Bob, anything that he does next round, if Ray grabs the letters, anything that Bob does to engage him, he's risking 2 to 4 wounds right off the top from Stag's Resilience.
Hmm. And like also with like having access to letter, if he has surprise strategy, the stack resilience is there, like 100%. I think chat is really excited about like the chances, like what just happened to the Starks. I think just them getting like some Schadenfreude. Am I saying this right? Schadenfreude of like, bad things happening to Stark. People go, yay, bad things are happening to Stark. No, no, no. Like,
Yeah, I think
oh, sorry. Yeah, no. Yeah, he had in and run. So he charged in, hoping to basically hit and run, and then counterplot. So I think Bob was
yeah.
really like just expecting to unload everything on this unit of Stormcrow Archer and then get away unscathed. But then uh, Ray showed some patience and he waited to block the counterplot, which then left the Warden, the Sworn Sword, in an awkward position, and then tried to get countercharged with the Warden, failed the countercharge roll. He needed a 3+. He rolls a 2, and then yeah, it's just a lot of bad things happening, and yeah, and I think now that the unit was isolated and then it just got destroyed.
Just crazy.
just some crazy. I mean, okay, this is befitting of like the finals of NA. Like you're seeing some actual action packed plays with people like making like very 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 strategic decisions. I mean, like this game, especially Fire and Blood, there's no objectives, right? There's no objectives anywhere. You don't need to do anything except kill. But the thing is, who's moving first, who's getting the kills, at what position, it requires actually like a lot of basic understanding. You can't just like march your army forward, engage the other army, and then expect to come out on top. No, you have to sort of play a game like this. But like I think Bob got into
Now,
the heat a bit and attempted to get out with hit and run, but just a counterplot just stopped it.
Bob has the disadvantage in the matchup where you have to go kill, um, because that's because now Bob has to do what Baratheons want to do. Look at all of these units circling the wagons and just licking their chops, knowing that Bob has no choice but to kill something if he wants to win the game.
And yeah, good luck at getting through these bunch of 3+s. All right. Well, I mean, yes. So now we haven't seen Bob move any of his combat units. So far, he has been only using his NCU and his like pass tokens, quote unquote. So he has to now like sort of commit any of these 3 units to sort of reposition to get like, and I think he's going to start that with Rob. I think Rob should be attempting to sort of. All right. Well, what do you think? What do you think like Bob should do here? Should he just like relocate everything to this flank and start like, because the Baratheon player cannot really reposition as well as a Stark player does. But on the same hand, if Bob decides to just reposition his army like that, that means he's not doing exactly for one turn. Then this flank man can just attempt to encircle these guys from here, and then the Rose Knights and the Warning can just move forward. So yeah, a bit of a difficult situation here. Like, what would you do if you're in like Bob's shoes? Because I'm not a Stark player. I will never be a Stark player.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. If we didn't know that Ray was getting the letter, I would like Bob's chances in round 3 to push up and make something happen. But the fact that Ray can just go take the letters immediately, secure his best cards, it's more to his advantage than it is to Bob's. The other interesting thing is Bob doesn't have Walder. If Bob had Walder, I would like the chances to remotely crown zap these Stormcrow lieutenants and get a kill. But with no Walder, he's got to get a crown zap fail and then go to the next round and get a crown zap fail.
Yeah, I mean, look, these Stormcrow archers are really prone for like crown zaps. But of course, like, I don't think there will be like, there is a high chance that so okay, here's what I'm seeing like the NCU zone will look next turn. We'll see Walder being played in letter 100%. It has to be countered regardless of what happens, and then Bob will either take the money back to sort of deny the healing from these guys, and then Ray will take the crown, and then it's just a matter of then who takes the horse and who takes the sword. Oh, we're seeing card being played. I think he's using Swift Advance. Oh, he's using the Sansa mini feed. Ooh.
Yep. This is smart. So now he's going to put Rob just in the flank to threaten these 2 units.
Yep.
Now Ray has to think about just grabbing the letters. Because if he just grabs the letters to start the round, or if he's going for the charge, that's a mistake. Just march. March is the smart move.
Yep, I think like
march and put.
No, I think like grabbing the money back. Grabbing the letter is still okay because it does turn on like a lot of race card. Like it turns on like surprise strategy, and we can on the storm. Okay, we've seen some ridiculous spikes just now. Whoa, what the? Oh, he's charging the Warden?
That's not a good move. I don't like that.
Really? Really? Okay. I don't. No. Yeah, from the front. I don't think he's in the flank though. Oh, he might be thinking.
He's in the front.
No, he's thinking next round.
Oh, he's making sure he can get to their flank, which he can.
Yeah,
the smart move is to march and threaten both of these flanks with Rob, because now if Ray goes to the letters, Rob will blow these Stormcrows off the board, and then he's right back in the game.
Yep. Okay. I think like picking up the Swift advantage.
Ray can turn these guys around and block Bob out of the flank, or he might be able to do some kind of shenanigan to keep Rob out of the flank of those guys. I don't think he can with the Wardens. So his activation has to be.
Where are the Sentinels with the Sentine ability? I need them in my life. 1.7, come quicker.
Right. So the question is, if Ray was to claim the money bags and shift the archers and shoot Rob, does he block Rob out of the flank of the Stormcrow archers? That's the question that Bob needs to be asking himself.
I think like that's why like there's a lot of like discussion on like I think those players are just okay. So it is okay. He's using the to give extra dollar to the Wardens because they activated. But now I think that's the question is that how much he's going to move because he does have a speed of 6 thanks to the Swift Advance.
He Sansa for the Swift Advance. So Sansa's spent. He's still got a card in hand. He's played 4 cards. That means he's Sansa for Swift.
Yep.
Sansa's out of the equation.
Yeah, we see Sansa being flipped, so it is a Sansa mini feat. So yeah, it is a good question because now that Ray can't just comfortably take the letter and expect like miracles to happen, he has to actually either physically move the Stormcrow archers using the horse.
I think he can grab the money bags, shoot Rob, and in the process shift over closest to this board edge, and then I think Rob can't get into the Stormcrow's flank. And I think the Wardens might keep him out at the front. So at that point, Bob has to go into the Wardens with the Stormcrow archers loaded up on the money bags. I don't like that either.
No, I think taking the horse is fine here. Like you're basically putting the okay. So what I'm thinking is that if you take the horse, you can fill this like little space of like security here. So you be like plus minus here, and then you sort of still have a two prong attacks that you can do. I think and also this forces the Rose Knight to be slightly relocated here now because he's expecting that. I think like 100% is gonna take horse, but there is the Varys. Like this could fail. Yeah, horse with Walder is definitely, but again, Bob does have Varys. There is a chance that whatever Ray's thinking, it's not gonna happen. And killing the Stormcrow archers with your commander by giving them one extra point is like what 4 VP, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah,
I don't think there's a bonus for killing the commander in Fire and Blood. It would be 2 points because they're not marked.
no, I mean like
That's Clash.
He's
That's
activate.
Clash of Kings.
Yeah, but what I mean is he'll activate and then he'll mark these guys and then he charge.
Oh right.
So
it'd be 3 points
okay.
because they're not marked.
Oh, I see.
If
No,
he
I mean like
activates,
these guys.
puts a-
If they decide. No, that's correct.
If these guys kill a marked unit, it's 4.
Mm.
If these guys kill a regular unit, it's 2.
Yep.
If the Stormcrows kill a unit, it's 2. So
Mhm.
Ray doesn't have anything to put coins down. That's why Bob needs to just be cautious with how he's playing Rob, because Rob is his only chance to pile on victory points and swing the game back to his favor.
Yep. And I think so. Even if Ray kills the dock here, he only gets 3 VP, so he'll be at 4. So it'll be 4 even. It'll be 4 all. If he kills the Stone Crusher with Rob, he's gonna activate. Yeah.
On victory points.
Yep. All right, this is definitely interesting. We see the Rose Knight being relocated on this flank because I think Ray is expecting Rob to charge, anytime soonish,
Yep.
rather than later. I think like even also okay. Actually, I'm actually seeing the play of what's going on? What's going on? Oh, he's just measuring the distance. I think he needs a no. It's not enough. It's definitely far outside, or he's just gonna like jam it in. Oh no, okay, because the Rose Knights have decided to sort of move into this flank, I think Bob is trying to sort of isolate these Flake Men together. But if the Flake Men can just like relocate,
Yeah.
then
I think at this point in the game, Bob doesn't have a choice but to push up. He's going to get charged, but he has to push up. What else can he do? He can't rely on Rob to take this whole flank. He's got to push up and start making moves to threaten these guys. There's really no choice.
I mean, he could. It is Rob. Sorry, I mean it is Stark. Like there is a spike in like Sworn Sword that he just basically goes, wapow, and then he.
Yeah, you're relying on a lot of luck.
I guess at this point, like, he has to sort of force the issue. He's not exactly in a position where he could just hang back and like just farm. He has to sort of make plays, and I think by making plays, he has to sort of risk a bit. I'm seeing like the Rose Knight also here has a potential to charge these guys. It's a bit of a long shot, but I think it's like 2+ or 3+, plus minus, I would say. The charge from the Rose Knights, if that's like a play that he wants to do. So I think like that what he can do is he can charge in with the Rose Knight, activating first to lock Rob down.
How far is that charge though? Like
a tray is like what 5-6 inches, right?
5.5 or 5.6 or something like this. So he's got to be 9.
At least a 3+
away. You're charging with the Rose Knights that are right here.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is a 5+. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 5. That's not. Yeah.
No.
I mean, he could. Ray could press your luck.
Nah, I think like the most important is that we'll see where the Berserkers will end up. But I don't think you should just throw it like that, dude. Like don't just throw it like that, willy. Oh, is he debating the charge from the Warden and the Flate Man? Oh, because he wants to get the okay. All right. Did he seriously just move his Berserkers like that?
It's a 4. If he sends the Wardens in right now, they're getting flanked by the Great John.
Yeah, that's not good. I think he'll just run away. Yeah, no, like these guys, especially if you left like the sword open, no, he's just gonna go like, well, pow, take sword, charge. This is the version that has onslaught, right?
Yes.
I don't even remember what it does. Oh yeah, free charge and overrun. Overrun might
Yeah,
be.
he's got he's got onslaught, and then he's got overrun. So he's pretty strong. Just doesn't see a lot of play, simply because he doesn't bring a wolf.
Oh wow, yeah. I mean that's just like the truth with like all these start things.
Yeah, if Great John brought something besides his abilities, I don't know. Is onslaught over one run worth 3 points? Probably. 3-point attachments, it's just pretty hard to justify them when they don't bring a wolf to the table. So Lord Snow is starting to see some popularity again with the Night's Watch, simply because he brings Ghost. Yes, Lord Snow makes a unit of Sworn Brothers disgustingly powerful. We've seen that with Claw. Part of the reason Claw and I played the Turtle game, he opted for that Brienne list, and I was like, no, I don't want to go into Claw's zone where he's got Brienne Sworn Brothers and John Sworn Brothers. Like, no, just no.
So what I'm
Great John,
what I'm seeing
does he bring enough?
what I'm seeing right now is that Bob is giving Ray some difficult options here. He's presenting two large threats to Ray, and it's sort of like saying to the Flayed Man, "Look, there's two berserkers. Most likely, you're not gonna one shot any of us because one has the mini feat and one has the protection of Underwalder and sword. So he's giving some difficult decision here. Does he relocate the Flayed Man, or does he take the charge? Because I don't think any of these units will break one charge from the Flayed Man. It's just 8 dice with like maximum. Okay,
No, it won't break them, but a double charge could.
Yeah, but only assuming uh, if he blocks the sword, because he will take he will. There is a chance he'll take sword, but the thing is, it might fail because he has one Varys token left. So it is
Right.
I like this play simply because the potential to sort of pile on to like a Flake Man, because right now uh it's playing sort of like an enveloping move where Ray has to respond to like either of those two flanks. He can't just sort of like focus on like one. He already won one flank sort of, but then the swift advance plus march reposition that like really easily. And now it's just we're seeing like two berserker units, one with Brandon Hodor and one with Great John, just saying to the Flayed Man, "Look, we're here. We will destroy you if you if you mess up." So yeah, it is a taunt, but I think I like it. So now we'll have to see whether Ray takes the bait or not, and charge him or not.
If he charges the Great John, then Bran and Hodor
Will flank.
are in his flank.
Mm-hmm.
If he charges Bran and Hodor, he will call Hodor.
Yep.
And really nerf that charge. So we'll have to see.
There are no good positions here. There is one other play exactly.
He could just shoot this gap and come protect his wardens. And that will force, because of the mobility of cavalry in this game, he can kind of take Bran and Hodor out of the game by coming over this way. Now, if he takes a march, then these guys are far from here, and depending on where he positions his Flayed Men, might not even be able to see.
I think I like the charge here because no, this is a good move. I was thinking about this too because I think like he saw that the swift advance has been used and the mini feat has been popped, so the chances of Bob drawing like another swift advance is like a bit small because he has like 15 cards left in the deck. He has one card, so it's like what 2 out of 15. That was like one out of 16 chance that he has the exact cards he needed next round. And yeah, by using and he even like blocks the charge to the wardens.
He can just come and rear charge the Great John,
or he goes for dogs.
He could,
but I think I like this play simply because number one, he completely he didn't take the trap, he didn't take the exchange. There was an offer being placed here, but I think Ray simply just refused the exchange. And now we're going to round 3. All right. So round 2 was over, and I think Ray got 1 VP out of that. So now we're going to round 3. We'll see if Varys failed again. This will be another crucial Varys roll. Every time Varys, Ray is discarding cards here. Oh, he's discarding a lot of cards. He wants to dig. I think like the cards that he's throwing away is like Stacks Wit and Arsus the Fury. No, it's Stacks Wit and Conviction. Yep, Stacks Wit, Last Stand, and Conviction.
Yeah.
Those cards are pretty much useless. Well, maybe not Last Stand.
No,
but
he used Stacks Wit on me.
Oh,
brilliant.
Yeah. To the great effect, mind you. All right, we'll see the last Varys token now. This will be. Oh, why is he rolling a dice? Oh,
I don't know.
What? What just happened?
Did Bob roll Ray's dice?
Oh, I think so.
Did Bob roll Ray's dice?
I think he did. Okay.
He rolled Ray's dice.
Oh, what an actual role player. He's like, I think your dice.
Wow. I like it. He rolled Ray's dice because his Varys rolls have been so crappy.
What an actual role player.
My dice juju is contagious. He rolled the man's dice.
So the moral of the story is don't use Chris's dice. Chris's dice sucks. Like don't. It's the equivalent of like you reaching out to your opponent's like dice bag and go, I'm gonna take this now and I'm gonna roll it. This is my roll now.
No, this is beautiful. Bob rolled Ray's dice because he didn't trust his own dice.
All right, I think he's using surprise strategies to take back, I believe, either a counterplot or, he's using surprise strategy. I'm not sure what he took back, but I think I can sort of guess. This is a defensive counter. Yeah, he took a counterplot. All right, okay. What an actual role player. Okay, that's funny. All right, he's gonna take the sword now, the horse now to reposition. Okay. I actually don't like that play from Ray. I think he should have not taken the letter here. Because now his brilliant play here just got like nullified completely. Because then he can take sword and just like relocate to like either here or here. I think he'll just relocate the sword here. Yeah, see.
Because he's going to stop him from being able to shift.
Yep.
Yeah, because he'll be too close to him. He won't be able to shift 2 because he'll come too close to Bob's tray.
Oh, I can shift 2 backwards, but there's really no point.
Yeah, but if he goes backwards, Bob can still get in his flank. The problem was if he shifts 2 towards the board edge, then Bob can't get his flank, I don't think.
I see.
I think is what determined. So if Bob moves to where he's an inch from him, to where he can't take that shift, or I guess he's having Ray check some stuff out. I think that's the concern is...
Hydrate check. Let's just take a drink of water. Yeah, I think the archer's in a position where it is very difficult to charge them. Because right now, see, this is like where it's located. It's like wapow. So even if... Okay, say that he uses the sword to sort of the horse to sort of move these guys here, then the warden will just like bloop, and take the charge for them. So I don't think he's using that. He's just gonna activate this to sort of threaten again the flank. I think there's no really point of activating the sworn swords, because then the berserkers will have nothing to do. So right now, if he's doing because that play was open, the berserkers can relocate to sort of now threaten back the wardens. Yeah, I don't think there's no point in playing the horse there. So now the money back play is still open. Like, I mean, if Ray takes money back here, the wolf is dead. I think.
Well, he passed Walder, so he can't kill him this round.
Yeah, next round. I mean. Oh no, next sorry, not next round. Next round, like I think no. Yeah, the window to kill the dog has just passed, I think. Well, there are 2 more turns, I suppose, but But I think like okay, so I think this is basically just putting one wound on Summer here. It is like a big threat. It is like sort of 3 points on the bank, and these two dogs are basically just pass tokens at the moment because I don't think they want to like charge in there and take like Arses of Fury, counter charge, stacks resilience online, blah blah blah. So now with the horse, Bob repositioned it to be here. So Ray now has to take an option whether he wants to sort of reposition the warden so that he doesn't take a flank charge from the Brandon Hodor, to sort of just move back in a position to be like probably like around here somewhere, or he takes like the money bag, sword, blah blah blah, and just like start ploinking this guys. Couple of options. But I think repositioning the warden might be crucial because otherwise that Brandon Hodor will just charge in and on a flank against these wardens and like with 3 cards in hand, might be rough. What do you think is going to happen?
I I don't know. Bob can go for the charge into the wardens. It's not great odds, but they're playing. It depends what Ray does here. It would have been way better if Bob was in the flank of these archers, which I thought he was before. Did he not do a full march? Because he should have been able to march 12, threatening the flank of them, but I think he stopped short to threaten both units. If he put himself into the flank of the wardens or of the archers, then he gave Ray too many choices. So if Ray did some of this stuff, Rob could have just put a point onto the Stormcrow archers, charged their flank, destroyed them. Because he didn't come over all the way, which again, I'm not sure if he had the option, but I think Rob was basically here. And from here to there, he should have been able to get into the flank with 18 inches. And he could have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points by killing these Stormcrow archers. But what he did is, he came up here into the flank of the wardens, and so now the archers are safe because he's in their front, and
Yep.
he's really got nothing to threaten the flank of the Stormcrows. So
Yep.
looks like Ray's opted to heal.
Yep, makes sense. I think shooting right now is not. I think the onus is into keeping this Stormcrow Archer alive, and I believe Ray has like maybe like I know he has counterplot in hand and maybe have a defensive counter as well. So he's just trying to sort of keep these guys from being like just basically get killed immediately.
Yeah, I mean, he can charge the flank here and hope he gets it. He can charge the flank here and hope he gets it. You know what I mean? Bob's got to make a move. He's got to make a move and start some engagements. The danger is though, Ray has the letters and probably a stag's resilience. So this is just a bad turn. I'm not even sure if Bob doesn't just wait until he's got the priority. I don't know. I don't have a great solution and answer to this problem because this army of Ray is just built to counter Starks. It just really is. And on a turn where he owns the letters, every single time you go in and cause damage, you are risking a stag's resilience.
Sorry, I was just munching on something. Just a bit of a midnight snack.
Yeah, it's just tough. It's tough. And the Great John cannot see the flayed men, correct?
Correct.
So a sword charge isn't an option.
Oh, he plays the card. Is it another Swift Advance? Oh God.
No, it's Winter's coming.
Ah.
Winter's coming.
Winter is coming. So he's activating the Berserkers, and Winter is coming. So if Ray wants to use the counterplot, he has to use it now, but no crown reroll.
Doesn't look like he's got it.
Or
he doesn't have it.
Or he just doesn't want to use it.
Or no defensive counter here. This is Bran and Hodor. I wish that Bob had taken the horse with Varys, or with Sansa, or excuse me, Jesus. If Bob took the horse with Catelyn, put Catelyn on these Berserkers, I like his chances to one-shot. Without that, 8 dice plus Hodor, you're hoping on a bad panic roll and just a crap ton of hits and a bad roll from Ray. 10 dice, your chances are a lot better.
I think he just wants to pull the trigger before the wardens like sort of moved away. I think that's also like
he's got to do something because Ray can just back himself into a corner here and play a defensive game. Because if Bob can't heal the dog now, which he can't, it's dead.
Well, he can do it. He can do it. He can do it next turn. But the thing is, he has to pull the trigger now because if Ray didn't get to activate the Warden, they will be a bit 4 inches away. Well, it is still a difficult charge at 2+. No, it is. Is it? Is it slightly above?
It's a 1.
It's a 1+.
It's a 1. Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
He's good because berserkers are fast.
Yep.
Roll raised dice again, Bob.
Yeah. Now his
you're fine.
mojo is back. He's gonna start believing in his dice again. Dice mojo.
Well,
dice mojo is real.
it's really funny because I made a joke about doing that, and I guess Bob took me 100% seriously because I said when I was playing Ray and that Crown Zap took so long to come down, I literally was debating because Ray's dice had been hot that whole game. I was debating just rolling my panic test on Ray's tray.
I wonder if it's like a BM.
I didn't do it. And so maybe Bob took it to heart. And he's like, oh, yeah, roll Ray's dice.
I'm just wondering if it's like a BM to like roll your opponent's dice. Do you have to like ask permission first? I think you should.
Yeah, definitely in a real game. In a digital game, maybe not. But in a real game, no, you can't just go take your opponent's dice.
All right, we're seeing
I think it's
a lot of hits.
I think Bob did it probably more for the meme. See, there's 7 and 2 from skin changing, so 9. But now he's the only chance to one-shot them is to fail 1 here and then crit fail.
Mm-hmm. So we're looking for 5.
Or I'm sorry, to only pass 1, which there's the damn Baratheon dice.
All right, 5.
He passed close to half.
Pretty average. And then panic
so on nothing. 9, he should have passed 3.
Hmm.
But slightly above average. It's nothing to really super complain about.
Ray hasn't been succeeding in his morale test though.
No, he hasn't. Again, like I said, nothing
to 7 is
pass
okay
because of the weird wit.
7 is good. So yeah, I think 100% he's just gonna take sword here. So what's currently being asked here? I think it's just checking the morale. I think it's a 7, right? There's no question about it. So I think players are just deciding. I think it's now Ray's turn, or maybe like Bob wants to play a card. Hit and run? Question mark. Or now Ray. Oh no, his winter is coming, so no counter charge, no ours is the fury.
Yeah, so Ray doesn't have any counter charge, or ours is the fury. But if he has Stag's resilience, and these guys turn around, Stag's resilience, the berserkers, Flademan charge the berserkers, they're probably gone.
Yep.
Potentially.
So just
potentially.
Most likely there will be a sword here now from Ray. I think either the Stonecrow Archer will plonk the sword.
Yeah, he's got to take the swords, if only just to keep Bob from taking the sword.
Yeah. I mean, like,
if he draws cards, maybe he doesn't have Stag's resilience right now.
Yeah, he did look like counterplot with the cards though. I think like taking the card here might not be terrible if he doesn't have Stag's resilience. Yeah, you're right. If he chooses to draw here, he doesn't have the Stag's resilience. If he chose to not draw, he does have Stag's resilience. We've already seen one of it, and there are like I believe 8 cards left in the deck. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is a chance that he has it already. 1 out of 13, which is about 7.5% times 5. So yeah, looking good. So we'll see what the decision is. Does he want to punch? Does he want to draw a card? Does he want to zone replace that?
Is he thinking about a crown zap again? He's measuring the tree like he's thinking about a crown zap. I guess if it worked once in one game, go for it again.
Yeah, but like,
maybe he's...
No, but the thing is, like, being
from
a flank berserker is like not a good proposition. I think maybe Ray's doing like a quick math and go,
No, he's got to take the swords. You can't give those berserkers anher swing.
Yeah, there's no way in hell. So I'm not sure what the question here.
No.
Like, what's the actual what the actual top pattern is, but I'm interested. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
100.
Take the swords. Swinging with the wardens. Yeah, I mean, if you get these guys down, He's measuring because of the flayed men charging, because it's vicious and panic. So he's calculating that the berserkers are at a -3 because they're out of the tree within the corpse pile. So I'm guessing that he just calculated 7+ with a panic token. He thinks that he can make them fail. So if he attacks twice with the wardens, you're going to see these berserkers explode.
Mm-hmm. Also, well, there's still the
I think.
There's still. Oh, and he's using the condition from the objective here, and it's wait. I thought it's the after the attack is finished, not before. Oh, before resolving this attack. Oh, so it synergizes with Warden, and 4 hits, not bad.
Ouch.
So 4 hit, looking at 5.
And he's going to spend this weekend as a vulnerable because it's likely he generates another weekend anyway.
Yeah, and like either way, a cat will heal it off. So
Bob's changing dice.
Oh no! He's using a Baratheon dice.
He switched to Baratheon dice.
Okay, what do you think of this Dice Mojo game?
I told you, Dice Juju is real.
No, see? Hashtag not blessed.
Well, he got one.
What? Oh, he's not
didn't
using
use
the
the
weekend
weekend
token?
as a vulnerable, which is, I guess, because Bob didn't roll any ones.
Yeah, it's understandable, but I mean, like, there's Cat there. Cat can like just take off the condition token anyway. But I think he wants.
Yeah, but it's better to take the weekend token off of Rob.
Yep. So yeah, he's making he's making him reroll the 6, and yep. So 3 dead.
So 4 dead.
Yep, and panic test at a 6. No, at a 5.
At a 5. Yep. But bigger problem. These guys activate. They've got.
Oh, he's rolling race dice again. You gotta stop doing that, dude. Look at that. Look at that.
Against him, he failed.
Look at that, Chris, he no longer believes in your dice. He's rolling a Baratheon dice, and he is
failed.
The Dice Mojo is real. Oh. I think at this point he's just in it for the memes.
It's good game. It's good game. This game's over.
Oh, we might see a
cheeky
crown zap here to the Scornflower Archers.
But these guys are dead. The Berserkers are dead. He's either got Stag's Resilience or Hold the Line. He doesn't even need the Flayedmen to charge them.
Yep,
They're dead by the Wardens. 9-point unit of Berserkers is going to lose a head-on engagement to 5-point Wardens.
That's because he kept using the dice. Like he should. Oh, okay, I think he's throwing the dogs to like engage the Flayedmen now. What do you think?
But it's going to be. My opinion is that it's a moot point because these guys are dead. They're going to die from these Wardens more than likely.
Yep.
He's charging the Flayedmen with the Wolf.
Just to sort of lock him in.
In the front?
In the front? Really? No, I don't think so.
No, he should be in the flank.
He should be in the flank.
Well, if he goes to I would rather take the front. If he goes to the flank,
because he wants to. No, he's afraid of the countercharge. If he charges here, he can be countercharged.
Yeah, he goes for the front. That's
I think he just
move.
wants to lock it in. I think right now he's just riding off the dogs. But what's the worst that could happen is he gets Ours is the Fury, he punches, he kills the dog, and then his search works here.
And rear charges the Berserkers, yeah.
No, not even. He just like locks down Rob's unit.
Oh, that's true. He could.
Oh man.
He could do substantial damage to Rob's unit.
This is just a classic
he's pulling the dog back. He's pulling the dog back because he doesn't like it.
Yeah, no, like seriously, no, that could be like the debate of the century again. If he charges in, he gets Ours is the Fury, the dog dies, and then he repositions here. Oh, but he might have the Note Remembers, so then he can reactivate these. He doesn't have swords, so he can only reactivate that. But then he activates. Okay, never mind. That's a bad play. As I'm talking through the play, it's just like, no, no. I think he's just gonna use it as a pass token or use cats to sort of. I think he'll just use cat like later on the round anyway. Like there's no sort of reason to use it now. Obviously, he doesn't have sudden charge, so he's not like immediately windmill slamming it here. He doesn't have sudden charge. So we'll see. So now Bob is using Sansa. He's not using cat. Why? Huh.
I don't know.
He's crown zapping the Wardens, trying to get them to lose a bit of a more rank. So now looking for 7. But why not Cat? There you go.
I think he's frustrated.
Yeah. I think he's a bit tilted at the moment. Understandable, like seeing the sequences of events just happen. Like those berserkers just randomly die like that. So now looking for 7. If all right, a bit of a lucky break here. He takes 3.
Oh, he went for the Wardens. Interesting. I like it.
Yeah, I think
Probably
it's
the better play.
Yeah, I mean he has to sort of focus on trying to win the game still. And the most source of point is these Stormcrow archers and these thing. And now it's Stacks Resilience. All right. Stacks Resilience, here we go. How many is that? Is that 2?
Oh, only 2.
Aw.
They could live. Oh. So we can come down again. He only needs to get 3 hits realistically on 5 dice. Totally possible if he's on the positive end of luck.
Shouldn't he take like auto wounds from that?
2. Yeah, he took them off. He took 2 wounds.
Okay, cool. Oh, thank
Passed
God.
them both.
Thank God for the weekend.
Yep.
All right, 1.
There you go, Bob. Get you a stag in there.
You only need to.
All right.
Oh, he's changing his dice again.
Dice Juju.
Oh, he got it this time.
You got it.
All right, I think he's gonna stick with this for a while now.
Dice Juju is real. Dice Juju is real.
Dice Juju is very real. But now, okay, so I think the state still happens. Like the Flayed Man will still finish these guys off. These berserkers will have nothing to do, because except these 2, unless these 2 cards are another swift advance. But other than that, these berserkers are sort of stuck where they are. So Ray can just activate the Flayed Man like quite casually, finish these guys off, and then like sort of goes back to like their initial spot. So that's something Ray can do. We haven't yet seen the action on this flank. Like there's still like the Rob unit staring these 2 guys from the flank and just like still doing nothing. So yeah, he's just passing tokens here with the berserkers, repositioning them a bit for next turn. Because next turn, Bob has the initiative, so
he can take the swords.
Exactly.
He can take the swords.
Okay. So what's interesting, what I'm seeing is that there is a chance that that the Flayed Man could actually go to the berserker on that side instead of going to this side. However, I'm seeing what he's trying to position. So he's trying to position so that when he search forts, he can't block these guys. But I think it's a bit difficult because the position's a bit tricky.
Yep.
Yeah, the position's really, really tricky. Yeah. Because now the play still applies. Oh no, he might have Note Remembers. That could be a play. So he wants these to die. He Note Remembers, then he charges in. And that's a lot of points.
Yeah, you would think if he had a North Remembers, he would have gone for the dog to block the Flayed Men. Because the Flayed Men are near guaranteed.
Oh no, you're right. He doesn't have Note Remember then. Or he might still have.
You would have thought.
4D chess. 1-0, and Mickey came to tell me on Discord that the game was already over. Yeah. Classic Mickey. Doom foretolding everyone.
Yep. So here we go with the Flayed Men. You got to call Hodor here, and hope for a bad roll. 6 attack dice hitting on 3s. It's possible.
It's possible. We can't discount.
He should hit. So he should hit 4 mathematically, and Bob should die.
You know what's okay. Yeah. Oh, what's happening? Oh, I think he just
He's trying to get his Flayed Men in, but weirdly, he unlocked the tray and didn't click charge because the Flayed Men were touching the Wardens. So, I'm just not really sure what we're doing here.
Why is the Flayed Man weakened? Is my question.
I don't think they should be.
Okay, I think it's just misclick then. Oh yeah, because they were probably like
I think so.
clicking around, like clicking intensifying, click 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 click.
Yeah, see, the Flademen are touching the Wardens, so he does need to move them so that he can do
Ah,
this
I
charge.
see what you mean. Because if he clicks charge, he'll charge into the wardens instead of the intended target. Okay,
Correct.
okay, get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I think he was doing some measurement to see after the Surge Fourth. Is he really debating not killing these Berserkers?
He
If
does
there's
have
one mistake that he could make, it's leaving Berserkers with 2 wounds with Bran and Hodor on the table.
he does have counterplot in hand, so he has a chance to counter the North Remembers. But I think like
Yeah, but
what
it's more or less you just need to kill them because Bob's going first next. And I've seen Bran, or I've seen Hodor with his Bran cape, put the Bran cape on and just run through an army. It's not likely, but this is the dangerous unit. Just take your chance, take the Flademen into them, kill them, and just. But you don't want to leave these guys around with 10 attack
yeah,
dice.
they say that when you don't not finish your meal, so you should just finish your meal. Like you
Yeah,
see
he
tokens
just
left.
needs to. He's got them in such a bad spot. He just needs to go kill them. Yeah, there you go.
All right, here we go. So
Yeah, I don't think there was really any doubt. I think some of the other stuff was just cute measurement, but for sure. Oh, he's got his flank. Yeah, he's just gonna take the flank. That
oh
way,
really? Oh
one
yeah, it is a
wound
flank.
should be
Oh
enough.
oh wow, you're right.
Well, he takes the flank, and then he can surge forth away from these guys, and he's got more options to go after the dogs later.
No, but I think he has to be put in the position where he protects the berserkers, protects from the berserkers. Because, like you said, like the berserkers can just take a sword and go pow and overrun.
Right.
So yeah, it's a bit
I
tricky.
think he can get out of there with 5 inches. He should be able to get out of their line of sight.
No, what I'm saying is that he should basically what he does is that the warden will then reposition like wapow, and then this guy will go wapow and just be in front of these guys, like 1 inch away.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just basically body blocking because I don't think he minds losing the Flayed Men, and it's like a front charge from the Berserkers anyway. It's like not a huge
Yeah.
issue. So we're not seeing the whole. Oh, we're seeing Hodor being played. Oh dear lord, it's like
Yeah.
shits.
Very slightly below average from
All right,
Ray, but
we'll see what dice he's using.
Bob's got to pop.
He's okay. He's using it
He's got to
immediately.
pop 2
Oh,
sixes.
okay. Look at all these fails. Everything fails. Every spectrum fails. And
There's the
counterplot
North
immediately.
Remembers. There's counterplot.
3+, 3+, 3+, 3+.
Bob owns the crown, so he
Yep.
doesn't get a
Yep.
reroll.
No reroll. So just a 3+. He gets it. Nothing
He
happened.
got it.
All right. I think Bob is like 100% tilted. I think so. Like the way that he rolls all his dice, I think he's a bit tilted. I think he needs to take a breathe, just a breath, and just like, whoozah, whoozah,
Yeah, he should go.
whoozah.
He should go step outside and smoke a cigarette.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think like these will sort of these guys can pivot. These guys can move in. Maybe there's a bit of a tricky here. Hold on. Let me just check. Yeah, I think there is like a sort of like a thin strip where the flake man can be. Yeah, see. So, but I think Ray needs to sort of repo here, so it's like more power there. So it's like just here.
Can he make? Is he able to block the charge from the Berserkers into the front of the Wardens by making it to where Bob would need to move through the Flademen to get to them?
I think so.
Is that what he's going for?
Yeah, yeah. Basically, these guys have a free pivot, so these guys can just be like this bit going to here, or like just be like here.
Yeah.
So this is like the line, and then these will be here. See, that's exactly like what's going to happen. Oh, I see my neighbor's dog going crazy again at 1 a.m. in the morning.
No problem. What are our friends in the chat saying here?
Bob needs to. All right, so where's Great John as a recurring extreme, right? I think just Susie Rose Knight's Flate Orang, Flate Man. No, it's just the chat basically going like Where is the Great John unit? Roast Knights are still exist. Okay, guys, to be fair, we haven't seen the action on this flank yet. There is, again, the real chance of this Rob unit just goes wapow, 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 and just like win the entire flank. There is still that chance. We can't count out a single Stark unit in the flank. They can still do some real damage, but Bob is definitely like to activation down.
Bob is going to need the benefit of some luck. Really going to need some luck to pull this game out.
Wapow, wapow, wapow. Yes, it's a thing.
Ray has demonstrated some very real Stark finesse. Or some very real.
He's just going to straight charge into the Warden from the flank. We'll see. We'll see how this plays off. I don't think a lot will happen. To be honest.
You know, the interesting thing is nobody can take any of this away from Ray. Bob needs to not be tilted and remember to put another coin on them. Did he not remove the weaken token from? Yes, they're panicked. Why are they panicked?
I think he just pressed the button. Yeah, he removed it with Cat. He's just rolling the charge distance. I think he
needs to put another coin on these wardens because he activated Rob.
Right. Okay.
So, I know he's upset, and I know he's tilted.
Like I can probably check in the voice chat, but I don't feel like checking.
No, you don't want to go in there.
Nah. Hey, he does remember, so it's all good. So yeah, the game's not exactly over yet. We'll see. Like,
not over. It's not over. Bob, just take a deep breath.
That's a fair amount.
Good.
That's a
good roll.
Yep.
Just take a deep
average.
breath.
8 hits.
That's 8 hits. It's unlikely, but just stay in the game, right? Are the Stormcrow archers going to countercharge? That's a meme.
Mm-hmm.
They have precision.
Oh my god,
that's a lot of space.
Oh no, that's not too bad. That's 5 dead.
Just a little bit above average.
Mm-hmm.
If he had Baratheon conviction, now Bob could be mad because he would block every single one.
Who plays 1.6 Baratheon conviction? But Baratheon conviction in 1.7? Mwah. Chef's kiss.
You know, if you've got another
another 6-5
big strong panic pass. If you've got it, there's no reason not to play it. I mean, it's really not a bad card. It's not as terrible as people make it out to be.
It's not, but usually like the timing where you get it is a bit awkward.
Yeah,
but
double
like,
block.
You know, if you don't have it at the start of the round, you get letter to take it, but then you want to discard that so you get to like draw more cards. So Baratheon deck in 1.6 is awkward.
In that instance, yes. If you don't have it to start the round and you draw it in the middle of the round, just pitch it.
Oh dear
if
Lord!
You've got it.
I'm seeing what's going to happen here. The Stormcrow Archer is going to shift the Reno backwards, so these guys can charge there. Oh no! Oh no! Oh man, I think that flank. Okay, I know that he has to sort of do it because there's not a lot of other choices that he can do. But what I would have done probably is that instead of me charging at the Sworn Sword, I would have just. Oh no, but he cannot because then these guys will just do nothing. Okay, yeah, no choice. Never mind. It's a no choice. It's a no choice move.
Hold the line.
No. Oh, he's actually using hold the line.
Yeah, 7 dice on 3s.
Oh boy.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like Sustained Assault more because it's a bit less restrictive. Like I'm just annoyed that hold the line in 1.6 doesn't have the same wording as like the hold the line from like the Assault Veteran. Oh, look at that!
Oh yeah, that's weird. Oh, look at the stags.
See, just a bit of luck is needed. I think I think that one is deserved. Like that's.
Hey, it's the dice juju. I'm telling you.
Yeah, well.
I've convinced him. If I've only convinced Bob that dice juju is real, then my mission is complete. What's I wonder what Mickey thinks about this Dice Juju. Mickey thinks that I'm absolutely out of my mind talking about Dice Juju.
No, I think okay. I'm not a believer of the dice juju, but ever since I see the dancing tree sale symbol, I'm a believer of dice
The
juju.
Dancing George.
Yeah, the dancing George. I'm like, okay, I'm 100% sure that some of the dices are cursed. Like 100% sure that the dices are cursed. Aww. Mickey don't believe in juju. He thinks jujus are idiots.
Oh my goodness.
But okay, I understand dice juju in real life is a thing because my Lannister dices have been like they have been the bane of like every player's existence. So yeah, he's just repositioning his Stormcrow archers so that the Rose Knights can charge in. Oh boy! So
Yeah.
now Rob is going to be like
Yeah, but
basically
if
double
he
teamed
rolls
by the
like
Rose
this,
Knights.
26 on 5 dice is an average dice facing of 5.2. Average dice facing should be 3.5. So this, if he rolls like this, he'll be fine.
Wait, did you just
roll like
calculate
this
the
the
odds
rest
of
of the
him like
game.
surviving like 5 hits on a 4+, like all of them?
Well, I was just saying, if you calculate, if you really want to know how dice are doing, if you're really that like superstitious, you just add all of the die facings on every d6, and then you divide them and create an average. The average facing on a d6 should be 3.5. So, for example, this roll was a 5.2. This one is 11, 20, 24 on 8 dice, so that's an average facing of 3.
I think you lost
Or
me at
7 dice.
average.
Or 7 dice, I'm sorry. So it's about a 3.5.
My monkey
which is
brain
average.
doesn't work at 1:25 a.m. looking at.
Okay, let me start over. A single d6, the average value that d6 should be is a 3.5.
Mhm.
So for example, this roll right here, you've got 7 dice, adding the total number of the facings, 6, 11, 14, 17, 20, 24. Then you divide that by 7, which is something like very close to 3.5. So this is actually a really average roll. This, on the other hand, is an average of 5.2, which is well above average.
Ah. Oh, you're just
And I'm
adding up
probably
the,
making-
the faces, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm probably making Carlo's head explode because he's the stats guy and not me. And that's fine. I don't pretend to know that. But I'm just saying, if you're complaining about dice averages, it's very easy to look at a dice roll like this and be like, well, he hit 5 out of 7. That was slightly above average. But if you go and average these dice, this is really like a very perfectly average roll.
Look, if you want to play like complicated dice games, I think I told this story like last time. Basically, we're now sort of playing this game called Infinity, which is this sci-fi game with lots of cool models, anime aesthetics, etc. So a lot of people like it because of that. And basically, we told Moses is playing it. He's trying to convince Ray to play it, but Ray's like, nah, I'm going to like play like Civ seriously because I'm joining tournaments, etc. And then he tries to convince him to play because he needs a friend to play. He's like, but it has really cool model. He's like, yeah, nah, not really, no. But it's like cool tactics and strategy. He's like, nah, not really. It has complicated math, and it's like, So the math got him thinking. So Ray, like when present, because Infinity is using a D20 system, so it is definitely like a bit more complicated in like in terms of the averages and like the dices, whereas a D6 system is a bit more like straight up. But yeah, it's.
Now I guess the big point is if you're playing a dice game, that sometimes you're just going to have bad dice, and it's going to happen at really bad moments. Bob's like double crit fail over here. Does that mean that Bob's dice have been crap this game? Obviously not throughout the whole game. It's just more about I think it's more about the timing. And I know I talk about this dice juju thing, but a lot of it I'm kind of just memeing and teasing. But at the end of the day, it's probably even less important what your dice average is. It's more important when you have bad dice. So, for example, when something attacks you and hits 3 times, I would way rather fail all 3 of those hits and pass the panic than have like a 6-6 and a 3 when I needed to save on sixes and then fail the panic. So it's more about when the bad dice happen. And if your bad dice is just on panic rolls, you're screwed.
But I think
if you're hitting fine, you're defending
it's a
fine, but
typical of
every
like
panic is a disaster, the game's over.
okay, so I guess it's also a very human thing, right? You remember like all the good you remember all the bad rolls, but whenever like a good roll pops up, you just go like, yeah, that's me, that's cool. You don't. It's like, for example, like obviously your game against Ray, you remember. You only remember like that one dice roll where you failed the 15%. I don't think any of you remember like everything else. Okay, maybe Ray remembered like all the panic tests that he succeeds. But like for example, in like my game versus Rossi, I just remember like he succeeds every panic test I throw at him. My dice could have been like a bit above average. My dice could have been like, a bit below average, but I'm just saying that all these bad things are happening to me and I'm like, you can't exactly blame yourself because that's not a very like normal human thing to do. You sort of just blame it on like a dice. It's like, oh no, the dices are bad. The dices are below average, above average, whatever. I think it's just human, and I think Bob is slightly tilted, but I think hopefully that good sequences of rolls will sort of, at the very least, makes him a bit more thinking. But I think he remembers still like all the triggers, etc.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Bob is a little bit tilted, but he's got to remember that he's not entirely out of this game. What's our score? 2-0?
2-0.
Sure, Summer's worth 3 points. These Wardens right now are worth 4 points. These are worth 4 points. These are worth 5 points if the Great John kills him. He just needs to not completely give up. I know he's frustrated, but he can't give up. He's got to push through. He still can win this game. He can score the points that he needs to take the lead, and then he can put the pressure back onto Ray. Bob just needs to refocus. I think his first move should be Catelyn to the swords, charge the freaking flayed men, do what you can do. Have we seen all of the defensive counters come out?
No.
Do you put any merit to taking the letters?
Excuse me? Did I see just
instead of the
Direwolf
sword?
charging the flayed men?
Yes.
Okay.
But you have to. I don't disagree with that move. You put the vulnerable token down.
Yeah, but like,
and then
why isn't he putting his...
options.
No, but like, I would have put the Greywind in like this position, right? Like, at the very least, like move in and attempt to charge the Warden, even if it's like a 6+.
Oh, you would go for the Wardens, you mean?
I mean, you still try to like win.
No, but he's putting a vulnerable token on the Flayedman so that if the Great John charges with the swords and Catelyn, he's got a reasonable chance. Plus, this is a -2 panic test. He's got a reasonable chance to fail this panic test. I like this move.
Okay.
And Bob staying disciplined, keeping the vulnerable token, because he's saving it for the Berserkers. There's a pass, but it was worth a shot.
It is. Oh, imagine if like Ray activates with a letter and then he uses the stack to it. Wouldn't that be madness?
If he does what?
No, if he like if the vulnerable is there and then like he activates with letter and then he activates and then stacks with.
So, yeah.
No, nothing. Okay, so no.
What do you think here?
No, ours is the Fury. I think he's discarding like what is he discarding there? He's discarding a Baratheon Conviction. Okay. Yep. What, did you say Baratheon Conviction is a good card? I disagree.
It's okay.
All right, I think it's round 4 now. The condition is now still 2-0. There's a lot of points in the banks here for Bob. He's not out of the. He's a bit behind in activation, but he's not out in any stretch of the word. He's still in the game. Yeah, I think he's just gonna take sword and onslaught charge. I think that's like 100% what he should do.
He could. Mm-hmm. He could do that if he gets a Northern Ferocity or something like this.
But the Sundering doesn't slack. I think like the best card for him right now is Winter is Coming, most likely, probably. Take sword and then Winter is Coming. to turn off like defensive
Yeah,
counter.
if he's got it.
Yeah, Arsenal of Fury, counter charge, whatever. But it is only like 8. Oh, he does activate with cat, so that's 10 dice. It is 10 dice, 3 plus, 4 plus. Okay. The chances are looking good. But still, they have to shoot through like about 11 wounds of the Flayed Man. It does have vulnerable. I'm seeing some thunderstorm. Just some lightning. I think it's going to be another rainy day. So yeah, I think the first activation would have been Kate on Sword, attaching themselves to the Berserker, and then get a free charge, and then we'll see like how much damage that Bob can do to Ray here. I think it should be like a lot, but I think the chances to be one shot is not like entirely like it's not.
No.
Yeah.
But if he goes onslaught with the Great John and puts Catelyn on the Great John, that's 10 attacks. And they're vulnerable, he should do substantial damage, at least take a rank off, and then you're playing 50-50 with the panic test.
Yeah,
he has a chance to one-shot them. If he magically one-shots them and overruns into the Wardens, that's 2, 5, that's 7 points.
No, don't use Varys. Use Kate.
All of a sudden.
Use Kate. Activate with sword. Charge. Don't use Varys.
They've already got highest attack dice from the objective.
Oh,
he can save Cat.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, you're right. I forgot that he's marked. So he gets that token. Oh, we see a card. It is Devastating Impact. So it is 2 auto hit.
Oh, boy. So it's 2 extra hits. And they're vulnerable, so that's...
Alright, this is one-shot territory here.
If you're getting 2 extra hits, this is when you want it. So this play with Grey Wind is looking pretty good right now, just because of this vulnerable token. So you could see 12 hits here.
Okay, so I'm seeing the Grey Wind. I'm seeing the Grey Wind play.
If the Stags love Bob. Oh, that's a good start.
That was a good swing. Oh. Just re-roll the failures. Oh, why is he rolling in? Oh.
Charge distance.
I see.
Okay. Just don't get ahead of yourself. There's 9 hits, 11 hits. Ouch. 11 hits on a 4+. Ray should take 7 or 8. Something like this.
And no defensive counter.
And then it comes down to the panic.
It's a good first roll.
That's a good first roll, so 5 down.
Ooh, ouch.
So he took 8. So that's kind of on the higher end of how it could have happened.
Mm-hmm.
So now just a failed panic test on an average D3 roll, and the Flayed Men are gone. And then he's overrunning into the Wardens, and now Bob has the advantage if this happens. Let's see the dice. Ray doesn't believe in Juju. He's not touched his panic dice this whole game.
Yep.
Sticking with the Stags.
So 7, yeah? Ooh! Important. That was an important...
They got it.
Yeah, they got it.
That was a big roll.
That was a big roll. But yeah, I mean...
So now...
No, but like, I mean...
What do you do
But
here?
he hasn't activated that, and the onslaught is still... The overrun is still around.
Yep. Do you go for a crazy... Go for the crown, Walder the Great John, shut off Sundering, shut off Overrun, and play a defensive game?
I think so. Yeah. Because
I know people see Walder as a dog killer, but you can put Walder on the crown and crown zap this dog. It's not great, but he could fail.
You just crown zap. You just crown zap the Rob here. Because I think turning off the overrun is like super important. Because that way he doesn't get like an extra like activation. Because if he just plows into like these are like, when you kill the Flayed Man, that's 2 points, and then when you kill that's another like 3 points.
That's 4.
Yeah, so 6 points.
It's 4. Yeah. That's a 6-point swing, and then he hasn't played a sudden charge. So then, if he sudden charges into the rear of something, he could just
like
take over the
he
game.
could just like, oh god.
Yeah, I think he should seriously consider shutting off the Great John right here.
Yeah, but even like sudden charge doesn't. Well, okay, I guess from the front, sudden charge is not. There's
Well,
still a
if you shut
chance.
off the Sundering from the Berserkers, they're way less scary.
Yeah. Yeah, that flame man just melted. Jesus.
It was a hard hit.
That Great John has potential of just like cutting through like the entire army like a butter here.
It could, depending. It's not likely, but it could.
The alternative play is that oh no, but this is old overrun. This is not new overrun. You can you can pivot and then charge.
Yeah, you can pivot and then charge with this overrun.
So
what were you thinking to get them out of line of sight or something?
Yeah, I'm thinking of like charging into the dock here, and then killing him, and then like be like here.
No. This is kind of smart. He can take overrun out of the equation by charging the Great John with the Wardens.
I mean, just if they're about to die anyway, right?
Is that is that big brain play, or do you like this play? If you do this, you're taking the overrun out of the equation. I still like Walder to the Crown to shut the Great John off, but I don't.
Also keep in mind that the Warden also gives weaken, so it is. I think it is big brain. Because so basically then the Great John will then activate and choose to either kill the. Oh, he's playing a card. What's that? Counter charge. Oh, he's playing counter charge. Oh, okay. I see. All right, he's playing counter charge. It's auto in. Anything but once. No problem. Yeah, okay, so counter charge. And then counter charge and then taking money back is not terrible. Yeah? Taking money back with Walder is not terrible. No, I mean not with Walder.
No, it's not. It's not.
With Courtney is not terrible. Okay. I like this play. Well, I mean, it is sort of like a free roll. It is using a card. Whoa. So 5 dice sitting on 4+, but he is auto weakened from the objective. So 4+, he gets a reroll. I'm gonna take some water break.
Okay, sure, no problem. So again, in the chat, what do you guys think that Ray's play should be? Walder to the Crown to shut off overrun, Walder to the bags to heal the Flayedmen, kill Summer, or Walder to another zone and pressure Bob into taking the Crown so that he can keep the Great John. I see a few good options. 14. It's such a meme that Bob is rolling Baratheon dice right now.
I think if he gets like a good hit in with the Wardens, he might actually consider activating the Flayed Men and then like finishing these guys off.
He did.
Well, it's only like 4 hits.
He did 4 wounds to him.
Well, assuming that he might have Northern Ferocity. No, the one that. Okay, he doesn't have it. Nope. Whoa.
There's double 6s.
Triple 6s even.
He did weaken the Great John.
Yep, because he rolled a 1 on a defense save, so it's weakened again.
What is Ray's play? Walder to the letters. Interesting. Kill the wolf, I guess. Draw the 2 cards. Now, what do you think Bob's play here is?
I think Ray just takes the letter because he might have surprise strat and strat there. I think he just wants to sort of I think just get it over and done with and just kill the wolf first. Take away an activation, and just be that much closer to like sealing the game. Because I think let's assume that Great John can like finish these 2 units up. He get how many points? 6 points total?
Yeah, if he kills these 2, it's 6 points.
but he has to be like, okay, so Ray is now activating. He's playing surprise strategy. He's taking back.
Isn't it Bob's activation right now?
Yeah, but is that at the start of any turn, right? Surprise strategy.
Yeah.
He took back a card. He took it quite fast. I can't see what it was. Did the chat like caught what he took back? Okay. So we'll see. I think like he will whatever he's trying. Oh no, he took a defensive counter. I think because at the very least, taking out the Sun Ring might reduce the lethality of the berserkers. So now he's considering taking something else instead of the activating the berserkers. But I think not activating the berserker here might be a mistake. Because if he delays by activating with something else, then Ray gets a chance to also like activate the warden or also the flayed man and also like maybe sort of one-shotting them. Who knows? Because he might okay. The big brain plays. He took resilience.
He took Stag's resilience.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, right? He has letter. He's engaged. He took resilience. Ooh. Okay. That explains Bob's like his here. But who's he going to heal? Is he going to heal the warden or is he going to heal the flame man? I think he's going to heal the warden, right?
Yeah. If Bob takes the bags,
I mean, if Bob takes the bag, he'll just.
He can take the weakened token off.
Yes, but then if he takes the bag, then he just takes. Then Ray just activate these guys and like resilience, and then put back the token on him. Yep. It is taking resil. Now I think like if he retreats, the concern is that because both units are in very low like HP anyway. If it takes the retreat, the Great John can then just onslaught. Overrun into the other like weak unit. So it's not. Yeah, he's forcing the Zerker to kill the wardens. So Bob is thinking whether he wants to activate. So he's thinking right now whether he wants to sort of just finish the job off and like kill the flayed man or the wardens with like 10 dice, like that, or he plays the tactics board and give the chance for Ray to stack resilience out from this. I think he's using the tactic board to crown. Okay. Is this a...
Crown the flayed man at a -2?
Okay, yep. Exactly. Nice. So now, but now Ray gets... Yep. This is a good play. But he does remove the extra VP from the kill of the...
Oh my gosh.
He wouldn't kill him anyway. Okay, now Ray 100% takes the bag here. Or not. No, he's just taking the bag. Yep. I mean, you get a chance to heal 3 wounds. Might as well. He's healing the flayed man though instead of the wardens.
Heal up the flayed man.
Okay. I think he believes in the dices here. And the Courtney goes there. I don't think he'll use it to anywhere else, but I think it's fine. Okay. I don't like healing the flayed man. What do you think?
I don't think it was a bad move because the berserkers are weakened.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10 dice hitting on 3 plus with weaken. On average, that's about 6 hits. 6, 7 hits. And then saving on a 4 plus. Okay, yeah. I can see the odds. I suppose. And he needs some morale 7. Yeah, okay. So
sorry, I'm looking up some stuff.
Yeah, it's okay.
So now
he's using tactical regroup.
looking.
He's using tactical regroup. He will retreat and heal D3. Okay. now the onslaught is back in play. Oh no.
Overrun, yeah.
Yeah, the
Because
overrun is now back in play.
If he plays defensive counter, let me have a look. It takes away attack abilities. I'm not sure that overrun is an attack ability.
No, I don't think so. I think it only like stops what's in the sword.
Yeah.
So now he's rolling a d3 to see how much he heals. 1.
Yeah, overrun would not be stopped.
Hmm.
So now, do you go to try to kill the wardens since they only have 5 wounds, and then try to overrun into the flank of the flayedmen?
You can overrun even though like you're engaged with 2 units, yeah. Oh, but you can you can shift.
Oh, he can just charge one of them.
Yeah, and then shift on the yeah. Okay, fair enough. Oh yeah, and the flayedman is okay. So, man, that card.
Yeah.
Great, John.
Yeah, and neither one he can pivot and give his flank. That would be a weird move, because Greywind's got the flayedman pinned, so he doesn't have much pivoting option.
Yep. All right. We're seeing. Well, we'll see what happens. It is basically a reroll, but then like the RNG might still happen from like the 4+ to the 3+ to hit. Not 4+. This is not like 1.7 berserkers. Not yet. So there's still a 3+ to hit. Actually, like, last stand might be like sort of relevant here. I know like Ray has thrown away like 1 last stand, but this might actually like still be a thing. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, last stand could be helpful. To put a weakened token back on them, but.
Okay, so
the defensive counter come down, of course.
Yep, it is a defensive counter. So now he loses the
Drip Sundering.
Yeah, he loses the Sundering. Okay.
He was already weakened.
Sundering, what are the chances looking here? I think it's pretty average still, right? That's not a very good first
It's gonna come down to panic again, I think.
It's gonna come down to
he'll
the
probably push.
Okay, that's a bit
only
lower than
hits.
average. With only 7 hits. I think he will need to reroll here with the weaken. Yep. So 7 rerolls into decrease it by 2. Okay, so it is only 5 hits from the front, 5 on 3s.
5 on 3s, but it's the panic again, right? The almighty.
It's always because the panic is just 2 spike. I understand like why it's now reduced to D3. Like D3 plus 1 is just. All right, let's see what the chat is saying. Wow, people are actually talking about tactics. Like, people like actually discuss tactics when playing this game. What's up, everyone? How's your Saturday looking? Or to some people, it's already Sunday.
Oh God! 3 wounds in, so it's just a panic. Any panic fail, and they're gone.
Yep. Oh God, that was a bit below average.
Will Ray keep up his panic luck?
Bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum, bum.
No,
he finally failed. Not. Oh no!
Overrun.
Oh no! That's the last stand.
He's lost Sundering for the whole turn though because of the warding on defensive counter. So no Sundering when he goes into the flayedmen.
Yeah, but still from the flank though with 10 dice. Still pretty something. Oh boy, yeah. Yep. The Stark is definitely back in the game.
So 7 dice, no vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
But he will become weakened. He will become weakened again because of this objective.
No, I think he took it back. He didn't. He played it in and took it back. Maybe he read it wrong, or maybe they're just discussing things. Who knows? But I mean, like these berserkers sitting from the flank this might be like a pow. But okay, so what the other play then can do is that he basically goes and yeah, it is last stand. Finally, last stand. So it's 7 dice, 4+. All right, let's see if they can take off them some damage here. Bob is still back in the game though. Oof,
only 2 hits.
But the important part is the weaken is there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, like getting the weaken there is super important. Just 2.
2 wounds through.
And then I think he panics on a 6. Oh, on a 5 because the corpse pile. No,
Did
I
Bob
guess
not heal when he attacked regrouped?
he did. He did. He healed 1. Yep, I think.
Oh, right.
So Bob
Yeah,
got
'cause
his
he was
mojo
down
back, it
4.
seems. And now he's charging into the. Oh, is it a front charge? No way, right? It's a flank charge. Yeah.
He didn't have to play another defensive counter. Did he just play another one?
No, it was already weakened. No.
Okay.
Ray started the turn with like. Oh wait, he did play another defensive counter. Oh, he played something.
He didn't
else.
need to. If he played defensive counter, he didn't need to because Bob's lost Sundering for the turn.
Okay.
So he wasn't going to have Sundering either way. So if he did play a second defensive counter, just let him know after the game that he would.
The Ox says he did use the weaken, but then he last stand with the Warden and as the token. So
right. So he's got no benefit because Bob didn't have Sundering anyway. I don't know if he actively played another one or not.
No, I don't think so. He has 2 cards in hand. Okay. I don't think so. Oh. So yeah, still not out of the game yet. Bob.
No, neither one of them are. It's become a game again.
Yep, it has become a game again. So now he's gonna use the weekend.
So the week
to rerolls.
coming down.
That's
terrible.
Oh, what the hell?
That's terrible.
Excuse me?
3 hit.
Oh no, it's Race Plate Man shenanigans again. Whatever shall we do? Okay. It is 2 wounds now. But he it has to be like a critical panic fail?
Yeah, it's 2 wounds there. Yep. It has to be a crit fail on panic.
Okay, so and it is a success.
No. It is a success.
So I think just blocking off the horse heel will be relevant. Alternatively, what he could do is he used stack resilience to kill the wolf.
If he's got stack resilience, he can just kill the dog.
I think he took
because
it.
the dog is still a danger right now.
Yep, he's activating and he's using stack resilience. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's hold the line. Okay, so he doesn't have stack resilience. He's using hold the
Who's
line.
he attacking?
He's
only rolling 6 dice. That can't be hold the line.
It's.
Did he shoot with the archers?
Oh yeah, he's activating the archers. Yeah, sorry. Yep, he's activating the archers. Yep.
Well, then why would they be hitting on 3s?
No, there's only like. Okay.
I'm confused.
I am slightly confused. What? Oh, he's shooting the archers with the Zerkers? Question mark?
Oh, he played ours as the Fury.
Oh, ours is the Fury. Oh, my bad. Alright, I forgot that ours is the Fury is still a thing.
Ruh-roh.
Yep. Okay. So, Ray has 1 card in hand. Would you like to gander what it is? Is it a stacked resilience? Because he can double shot these if it's stacked resilience. Go Night's Watch. What? Hi Carl, what's up? I'm pretty sure there are no Night Watch player here. So oh yeah, so okay, so he uses ours as the Fury. I'm surprised he survived that. Like that was some rolling. That was some rolling. So if Ray kills off the Berserker here, it's game over, right? Ish.
If Ray kills off the Berserkers, yes. That would be GG.
All right, we'll see. Now I think Ray has the activation.
Yep.
He's just. I think Bob is just asking the discard pile. So what's in the discard pile? Ray currently has 4 cards left in the deck. So the chances of him having stacks resilience is pretty huge. Man, stacks resilience is being put to like some good use here. Like taking letters and then like like the patience of using stacks resilience is just like mind blowing. So let's see if he like actually pulls the trigger here and uses stacks resilience. Well, if he actually has it. Alternatively, what he can do is he could activate Eldon, Zone replace, draw 2 cards. But then he risked the chance of being killed by the wolf. Because then the wolf is just activating this. Finish it off. So I think if Ray has it, either way, if Ray doesn't have it, it's still like 6 dice against like 4+ against like the Berserkers. So it's not like it's a bad chance. 6 on 3. But yeah. Alright. Come on, Ray, stop playing around. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, what I'm pretty surprised is that I haven't seen any sudden charges at all this game. Like I've seen like zero sudden charges. Like I know, like 10 cards left, 1 card in deck. So yeah, he's now going to use Eldon. So signaling that he doesn't have Stacks resiliency. Ooh, I think he might use the horsey horse to move the Stormcrows. Ah, I see what it is. That's also a pretty decent play. But the Flayed Man is pretty much like ripped then. Like the Flayed Man will just die to the wolves. Assuming Ray doesn't like save them both, but you know, Graven from the flank does give a vulnerable, and he just 1 wound left. So how's chat this day? We got 20 viewers in the chat. Not too bad. How's everyone's day doing? How's your Saturday been doing? Or you know, for some people it's already Sunday. Oh, it's Valentine's Day in here. Oh, 2 a.m. Valentine's Day. Yeah, I should send a text to the girlfriend. So that nearing the pass out stage. Yeah, I mean, it's already like almost 5 a.m. for you. Like, what time do you actually like sleep, the Oxys? It's like 5 a.m.
Eldon's going to the horse, so
You're spending Valentine's Day with Brett. Oh my god, I am spending Valentine's Day with Brett. Oh god.
Wait, what? What's going on?
No. It's like it's the 14th of February here already. So it's Valentine's Day. So apparently I'm spending Valentine's Day with you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you are.
Oh god.
That's fine.
It's fine. It's all good. I mean better you than anyone else. Okay. Alright, so I think we're seeing the horse just to move these. So now I think the Graven is just gonna finish off the Flayed Man here.
Gonna attempt to, right?
Well, it is 2 hits on a 2+ with like vulnerable. I see a 1.
I saw snakes for a second.
I know. Alright,
I've seen this before.
I've seen this song and dance before.
Yep, I've seen Ray pass both.
I've seen this song and dance before. Okay. Okay. Finally.
Bob got a little luckier than I did, but here comes the panic, the ever important panic on a 7. Are they the invincible Flayed Men, or are they killable today?
I'm just happy to see
Invincible.
Oh.
Invincible.
Oh my god. Ray, the actual like Flayed Man god. I think he's the only person who uses Flayed Man in a competitive setting and gets away with it. Like, what the hell is going on? Oh, it's raining now. Great, I'm gonna have a perfect OST to go to sleep with later on. So what do you think here? Try to kill out the Berserker or try to kill out the dog?
Depends on what he's got in his hand. If he's got Hold Blind, go for the Berserkers. He's going first next, so
yeah, that's true.
The Berserkers are hosed.
So yeah, I think he's matching the Berserker. Yeah, he doesn't have to decide now. He can decide later.
Just attack the Berserkers. There's no reason not to.
Oh wow! Oh no, that's only 4 hits. Yeah, that's pretty average.
Yeah, he can kill him right here.
Nope.
He blocked 2, but they're dead because he's got the swords open next round and Walder, so he only needs to get 1 wound through.
And he might fail this one as well. Nah. Not likely.
All right.
The archer could attempt to finish them off, I suppose, but I don't think he's gonna risk it.
They're in range.
No, he can just like what he can do is he can just like activate the archer and he just like march, and then like next turn like even like he can take his cherry pick of like. So now this is.
See Rob try to Try to one-shot him. Is he activating Rob? He needs
It
to put a
is it
victory
is it
point
is
down himself.
possible. It is possible. They're now worth like 4 points.
Yeah, they are.
We can't discount the possibility that Rob will just one shot. I mean, the Warden only have like 6 wounds left. Well,
Yeah,
we'll have to
they're
see
sitting at a
how bad the critical in this
five
one
up
is. Oh, I
morale at
see.
the
Oh,
moment.
Okay, it's pretty average actually. Never mind, it's 8.
8 hits.
Okay, that's
It's
pretty
oh,
okay.
it's above average. 8 hits is above
Yep.
average, but
I'm seeing like yeah, so 8 on a 3. We'll see what happens. I think in theory Ray should be fine here. He's super fine. Only 1 wound. He's not gonna die from this.
not horribly above average there.
Yep. Looking for
Should-
5s. Yep. And I think the Rob is just gonna die to like the Rose Knight plus the. Oh, he succeeds. Yep.
Just saved by the Weirwood. Yep.
Yep. 5 point. Yep.
Where's the dead body pile on this side? Oh, way over
yeah,
there.
that side is a bit on the far side. So yeah, I think yeah. So Rob is dead this round. I think 100% because the Wardens will just shift the Reno to
Allow
the
the
left or the
Rose
right a
Knights
bit,
in.
and then just
Yep.
to give the Rose Knights. Are you seeing some? Are you hearing like some thunderstorm from your side? Okay, no, it's just my side.
I heard something weird, but you know.
Yeah, it's just it started raining.
I just assume that it's you being weird. So.
Oh yeah.
Just
I
kidding.
mean,
So here-
just things that happens in like Jakarta at like 2 a.m. in the morning. This is usually when all the spooky
There's
things
the
are
facts.
happening.
No panic test for Bob this time, and then here come the roses.
Yep. 2 a.m. in
Just dog
Jakarta is
pile.
where all the spooky things are usually happening. Did you know that like most like spooky activities happens at around like 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning? It's the hour of.
And what happens?
Like all the spooky stuff happens at like 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning. Like the
Oh
so-called
yeah, it's
witching
like a
hour.
witching hour, right? Yeah.
So
When I was younger, I used to really mess around with like looking at haunted houses and stuff like that. So
yeah, no, it's true what Kai said. 2 a.m. in the morning in Jakarta is when people start shooting at trees because there's undead mummies flying about. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Well,
No.
let's see. This is a disordered charge because of Rob's order.
Oh yeah,
So,
we forgot about that. Rob's order thingy.
Yep. So let's see how the roses swing. Still
Not
getting
bad.
6 hits in.
6 hits. Yeah, one of the scariest ghosts that we have here in Indonesia is this flying mummy called the pocong. Apparently, people are afraid of like guys in like mummy outfits, like mummy as in mummy, not mummy.
Perfectly average there by Rob and passed the panic test.
Yep.
So Rob is alive for now. Looks like the Stormcrow Archers
Yeah, I think
can
I'm
just
seeing
end.
some frame drops because of like the. My God, it's loud.
So these Stormcrow Archers that took 11 wounds from a charge have hung around and are now probably killing the Great John.
Yeah, we should ask Carlo for a breakdown of games that are played at the witching hour. See what effect the supernatural is happening with the game. See, I've been telling you, man.
So
like
8
if you,
guys,
we're now going into like deep like conspiracy theory right here. Depend like dice juju, witching hour, man. People are just like conspiracy theorying like all these dices like, but for me, ever since I see Dancing George, everything is possible.
Dancing George is a feature.
Is Stormcore Archer shooting at the Berserkers?
Yep.
Yeah,
6
why not?
shots. Did he forget?
Hmm?
Did he forget that he has +1 from the bags? Shouldn't he have 7? Aren't they 7?
Yeah, he
6?
missed one, I believe.
That's key because the Great John lived, and maybe he shouldn't have.
It is -2. Never mind.
Oh yeah, never
He
mind.
rolled like shit.
Screw it.
Oh,
We've seen
I
this
see some
before.
car alarms going off. This is some heavy thunderstorm.
All right. Panic test on the Flayed Men at a -1. Can they do it again?
Oh, Yep.
Invincible.
invincible. So now he gets what? 4 points? Yeah, and that's game, I believe.
That should be game.
That should be game. Wow, Bob cannot roll a 5+ to save himself.
Wait, the Great John was worth 4 points, 5 for killing them with the Stormcrows?
Yep.
Shouldn't he be at 10? He only went up to 9. No, the Great John's only worth 3 points. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and then 4 for
it's 3+1. Yeah, it's 3+1. But I mean, like,
Yeah.
he's just gonna activate the Flayed Man with Walder,
Yeah.
punch the dog, and that should be over. Or he can just kill off Rob, whatever. Take his pick. I think he should kill off the Rob. Or if he can go for Style Point, he will kill the Stormcrow Archer. He'll use the Stormcrow Archer to kill. Yeah, he's going for Style Points.
Using the Stormcrow Archer to kill the wolf?
Yep.
I mean, why not? His Flayed Men are unkillable.
Yeah, but like, I mean, this is worth like 4 points. Like, he has to be
No,
sort
it's
of...
worth 2. It's only worth 2. This one's not marked.
No,
So
I
one
mean like
for-
the 3 extra VPs. But yeah,
No, he won't.
He's going for Style
He'll
Points
only
here.
get- Yeah, which is fine. But
2 hits
he
and
remembered.
5+.
He didn't remember his extra dice there either. Or are they 7-5, the Stormcrow Archer?
Yeah, it's 7-5. And
Okay, I was gonna say, surely he knows.
that's 1 wound, and he makes a panic test at 3.
Yep.
And then Walder's
Watch
just gonna
Bob.
sit on a dog,
Watch.
and that's... What is he rolling, Ray? Oh, he's just rolling.
What did they just say? Screw it on Greywind's panic test? Flademan pass again. Oh, no, here we go.
Oh god.
Flademan pass again.
Alright, and then
Now
Walder
I
sits on
heard
it.
some. Now I definitely heard some evil demon sounds there.
Well,
Walder the dog?
I'm gonna quickly check on my windows to see if there's like flying mummies
Sure.
out there.
Yep.
Nope, I'm good. No psychic infestation here. All good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. I think I'm just gonna quickly. Whoa, 70 chat. Hold on. I'm just gonna quickly jump on the. No, I think it's only over when it's over. So let's just continue the game. So are they going to continue playing this? Yeah, I think they should just continue. It's just 1 unit left. Why not? Change to just chatting category.
Gonna do.
Yeah, I mean.
Why you? Yep, Catelyn to the sword, so 8 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Stark Fury with
Fury,
no
free
penalty,
Stark Fury. Mm-hmm. And defensive counter.
just for good measure.
Why not, right? I mean, it's free real estate at this point. Oh boy. He doesn't need to roll the D3 here. Oh, look at that! Lucky for a defensive counter, no?
Yeah, most definitely.
I think if Bob doesn't at least kill the warden here, he's gonna go into an existentialist crisis right now.
3. Yeah, I think probably so. Yeah.
He just give him the kill, man. Just give him the kill. Oh no!
Oh my god. Yeah, but that's not the way it works, right? That's
No, and ours is the Fury.
Claw and I.
Like just
you know,
insult the injury over and over and over.
Yeah, but Ray's the people's champ right now.
Ray is
so-
the people's champ. Imagine dying to ours is the Fury. Imagine dying to ours is the Fury. This is like a new level of tilt here. Oh no, he also won. He could actually die from ours is the Fury.
Well, he gets weakened too, which
Oh no, he
basically.
uses Direwolf's Fervor. Oh. Aw,
So he'll
no.
get he
gets a
put D3
+2.
wounds on the wardens.
Yep.
Passes.
He passes and took 3 wounds to the warden back. Oh, he needs to roll 3 wounds back.
Yep, 3 wounds to the wardens.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think he's just activating the
Rose
roses,
Knights.
and it should be just
Kill him.
over. Yep. Or he could go for style points and use Courtney. Ray, stop it! Stop! He's already dead.
Yeah, just why not?
Look, as much as you'd love to, like, you'd like me to hear, like, sing the national anthem of Ray, stop it! The man's already dead.
You know what? But when you're in this position, you get the privilege of doing this, right?
Yeah, if your opponent's
Ray
not
is
not conceding, you might as well continue.
Ray is setting out to make a statement with Baratheons. He's proving that not only do they belong there, but he's taken out the top tier Stark player for this tournament, which was Bob. You know, Bob was the number one Stark player throughout this tournament, and he's knocking him down. So,
well, I mean, the way that the game develops was, I think, that turn 2 was like the huge play that Bob thought that it would like win him the game, but then like in the very last step when he tried to retreat, Ray counterplotted, and then he recovered with the Stormcrow Archer. That was sort of the turning point. There was another.
Yeah, the Archers. That was a big balls play by Ray. Right, it could have gone horribly for him.
Yeah,
but it did. It did. They were bait. They did exactly what he needed to happen, killing that unit of Sworn Swords, swinging the advantage.
Yeah, I think Bob is just trying to again try to kill off these units of Wardens here.
That's a hell of a roll, but
he is weakened because of he rolled the 1 from the panic test. Don't need. All right, it's 4 hits.
So 4 hits. At least he's got Stark Fury this time.
Yep. Well, it was always on.
Can Ray make a meme? No, defensive counter stop Stark Fury. Oh my god, he passed the ball.
Oh god. Ray, stop! The man's dead.
No rest. No rest for Bob.
The man's already dead. What is he playing? What is that card?
Hold the line.
Hold the line. Okay. All right. He's not going for like crowns. Have to kill these guys. He's all right.
All right. 9 on 2s, 8 hits.
Yep.
Bob's got to save 5. Bob's got to save 6.
I'm gonna sing one song. The Oxys, and
Goodbye.
It's the
table. Goodbye. 12-2.
Yeah.
11-4, crushing victory.
Wow. That was it. All right, let's let's quickly jump into game 4. I already asked these guys to do some interviews, so let's jump ahead. Oh, he's flipping the table.
No, Bob flipped the table.
No, Bob flipped the table. Oh no, Oh no. Oh, rewinding time. All right, let's go into like okay before Bob like throws himself off the table. Let's go and talk to him. Oh, hi Bob.
Hey!
You flipped the table.
Hey, Bob.
I had to, you know. Ray knew. I was joking about it with Ray the entire game. So tell him. You might want to tell him to come over here.
Oh yeah. I'll jump next door. Ray, to game 5. We'll be chatting in game 5.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start first with Bob. So, that was some turn of events. What exactly happened there?
I can't. I mean, I can't do anything but laugh. Ray played really good. His positioning was insane. I made some critical positioning errors, especially right here at the end of the game. If I would have on that overrun charge been half instead of full, he wouldn't have been able to shoot me the one time. I mean, I can't. I'm not gonna. Ray played great. He did everything he needed to do, and I don't blame games on dice at all. But because things could have happened, things could have went a little bit differently. But like, I mean, we saw at the end, I couldn't even kill this unit for 5 points because he defended 7 of my last 7 hits on that unit, which was insane to me. And then like I couldn't get him to like the as you've seen. I mean, the current state of the game is inflicting panic and hoping they fail it. And we saw that on display at the beginning when I crit failed 2 panic tests, took 4 wounds from the Wardens and crit failed 2, and then that was a dead unit. When I almost one-shot his Stormcrow Archers, which would have completely changed the game around. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure I made some mistakes. I'll go back and watch it. I'm sure there's things that I did that were bad. But I mean, if it came down to it, and like the dice went a little bit differently, it could have been a different game too. And it like shooting in 3 times to this flayed men unit and not failing a single one of them, flank charging and not failing the panic test was painful. It's tough. I did everything I could try to do to win and salvage that game at the end with being down so quickly. But Ray positioned so well that it made it hard.
Regardless, congratulations still for like going into the next round. I think you guys will be in still a tough competition going against the champions also of the EU. So yeah, I mean, wish best of luck in your next round. And you know,
Thanks.
gotta keep polishing that start matchup.
Yeah, and I gotta say, Ray is one of the most pleasant players I've ever played against. He's an awesome dude, and if anybody ever gets the opportunity to play against him, do it, because it's still fun. Like, all we could do is laugh that entire game. It didn't feel like it was like a championship round where it's like, even we both know what was happening a little bit here and there, and we were both laughing about it. So it was a really fun game still. I'm glad he played it out too. So instead of just hovering in the corner, you know. So good game, Ray.
Yep. All right. So thanks, Bob. Again, good luck in your next round. So Ray, you could successfully
Hi.
avenge your brother-in-law. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, although the continuation might not be as good because I know I'll most likely be playing Larks, I guess.
Wow.
But yeah,
Already
I mean,
starting off with
yeah.
like negativity, but you know, it is you at the very least you have sort of shown to everyone in like NA in like the whole entire world that people using Baratheon can top a tournament. That's both a statement and also like just, you know, a testament to, you know, you as a player. You played Baratheon since the start. You know, I remember when dragons first come out, you were like, all right, I need to get a practice game against dragons, and you built your list, you rebuilt your list, you tried to build up against Stark, and you know, there's just a lot of things that you did, which you did the grind, and you know, and now it pays off. So congratulations on the win. What do you think? What do you think you did well that game, and you know, what do you think Baratheon did well that game?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for streaming our game. I mean, in the beginning of the tournament, my only goal is actually to prove that there is, I guess, a way for Baratheon to be competitive. Although, I mean, on paper, it's not. And I'm not saying it's wrong, even though I'm winning the whole game for this regional. But there's definitely, yeah. I mean, yeah, I know that some Baratheon players might be complaining, right, about, oh, you know, Stark is so OP, and then there's another FF OP, and then when dragons are appearing, well, they cannot win anymore, right? So, yeah, my only point to play Baratheon is to show that. I mean, I'm not expecting to win the whole 5 games, of course, but yeah, I mean, I'm planning to try to win for every game. I think so. Regarding the match itself, I think there's definitely, yeah. I mean, you guys can see that the panic. I mean, the Flayed Man, yeah, well, do the same job as he did versus Brett. I mean, to be honest, I'm not expecting him to stay alive until the end of the game. Although I have a last stand on my hand when it failed the panic test, but it doesn't. So yeah. I mean, it's a confusing part for me as well. But yeah, that's a fact. And yeah, I mean, I'm trying to. I guess as Baratheon, you need to play a bit different from other faction. I think that's the first important thing, because you know, if your units are defensive, right? So you don't want to go break the formation. You know, just charging everywhere and stuff. I mean, when I begin to play Baratheon, I did play like that, but then, you know, as I learn how to, I guess, control the Baratheon units, and also learn how other factions, you know, do their job. So yeah, I mean, I think basically all that I did in this game is mainly thanks to all the players that I've played so far, and yeah, really props to them, and especially Bob. Like, we did a lot of psychological warfare before the game. Like, I think for the past few days, he's confused whether I want to take which list. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I have, you know, a chance with Davos, mainly because he has Caitlyn. So yeah,
I knew you were running. I knew you were running Courtney the entire time.
Yeah. I'm trying. I'm really hard. I'm really trying hard to think about a way to win against with Davos, but in the end, I couldn't. So yeah.
Well, again, you did make a statement, and I think your performances here, and to all the players that you've placed, you've fought, clearly states that first of all, Baratheon is difficult, but you have the discipline, you did the grind, and etc. And I think again, it pays off. Congratulations on being 5-0, and good luck with the next round. Hopefully that we get to still see your games, and anything you want to say to the viewers?
Yeah, I guess I would say that regardless what what factions you like, and the status of the current status, whether it's like easy to play or harder to play, I would say that just try to. There's a lot of things to explore in this game yet that people might not have tried. So yeah, I'll say do the challenge and try to think out of the box.
Brett, anything to say to our two players here?
Sure. Ray, obviously, congratulations to you. The big thing that I want to point out is you're probably going to be a meme for the next week at least. But the important thing is, obviously you've played around with the Sunday Slaughter guys. You've played a lot with Chris. You've played with Bob. You've played with myself. But you've done the due diligence, right? You've played the grind. You've played games. You lost some games. You won some games. You learned something from every game. But you stuck to your guns with running Baratheons. But anybody who looks at this tournament, nobody can ever take away from you that you went a really, really hard path to get to where you are. Your last 3 games for a Baratheon player are probably about as brutal as a Baratheon player can get. Starks, Dragons, Starks. So you've definitely earned any praise that you're going to get. And you played this game very disciplined. You played very well. I think the bait with the Stormcrow archers just coming into Bob's striking range, it was a very, very, very bold move. It was a game of chicken, kind of, and it paid off for you. And Van and I were discussing just how crazy that game swung right after that exchange. It looked like Bob had the upper hand when he did 11 wounds. It looked like it was going to be really hard for you to get back into the game, and then you did. And as far as Bob goes, I think after that exchange didn't go your way, it was a little bit unfortunate for you. But you stuck to your guns as well, and pushing up with those berserkers and putting all of that pressure on him. You had a very real opportunity to kill those 2 units with that overrun play from Tactical Regroup. And then at that point, you have the opportunity to kind of play the defensive game, right? You can retreat Rob. You can disorder the charges. He's got 2 slow units that have to chase Rob down. And you can kind of just retreat for the rest of the game, right? So it could have gone either way. I think you both played a really solid game. Bob, you took the risk banking on hit and run. I really can appreciate dumping Swift Advance and trying to draw out a counterplot. You dumped 4 cards into that combo, but I see what you were doing there. You wanted to draw out his counterplot, hoping that he would stop the Dev Impact or the Swift Advance, because the hit and run was the card that you really needed out of that. And that's just the card that Ray held on to. That's the discipline that he had to wait until that card came out. So that was a pretty calculated move by Ray. But it was really fun to watch. It was good to watch both of you play the positioning game so well. And that's kind of like one of those things that gets overlooked when people, look at matches and look at these games. They just underappreciate some of these really fine details that you guys nailed. So really good game.
You bring that up, and it especially for Baratheons and Free Folk both, the positioning battle is insane. But good game, guys.
All right. So again, congratulations to Ray for winning the tournament. I think thanks for having us stream this game. Thank you for Brett for co-streaming on a short notice. Thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem.
And to everyone still watching, this has been Van with wargames.id. If you guys haven't checked out our YouTube, just look up wargames.id. We give you guys some battle reports. We got a new battle report coming up in about maybe a couple of days. 1.7 battle report. And if you guys haven't followed this Twitch channel, I would appreciate some follows as well. This has been Van again. Thanks again, Brett. And see you guys next time. Bye for now.
Bye bye.